running love.
Yet to hear us, but
we've been on for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like Patrick's lurking, so that's good.
Okay, yeah.
All right, let me hit this. I had to think about what button to hit next. There he is. What's up, Alex? Go for an Irish car bomb. So all I'll say is Antiquitous, one of 8 challengers to burn just 28 years. Awesome. That's good, man. It's good to hear. We need more Greyhawk campaigners. It's awesome. There you go. Very, very cool. I'm gonna go Gamescape next. That's cool, man. I know you got class. I know. I asked, offered for and asked if Alex would come on tonight, but he's got programming for college classes he's taking, so he could not. But. I will thank him multiple times tonight, trust me. Good evening, Cynican. Sound is good? There is no sound, I bet you. I forgot to switch the mic settings. I see, yeah, I knew I forgot something.
Okay, yeah.
How's it now? Is it good? Still good? But here's fine, okay. Oh, I want to make sure. I'll say, okay, it looks good. I just wanted to double check. Awesome. Very, very cool. Excellent, Chantel. Hey, Lando, Sparky, Dave, Cynican. Dwayne, did you get my message? I sent the tracking number and it got delayed, I guess. Hopefully that doesn't screw things up. I actually had to... send a package out to California, and looks like it got delayed a day or 2. So, rocking and rolling here. Telling me right now, and volume is a little lay. What? Oh yeah. That's because that's just because it's when I get videos from other people, it can, depending on how they record it, it goes up and down. So it's just, so I gotta turn sound down on them, some I gotta turn up. It's because everyone's different. That's the problem. But it's a minor thing. All right, cool. I just want to make sure, but Dwayne, it wasn't screwed up. That it was, because I checked the tracking and it said it was going to be there tomorrow. Cool. Right, keep that VIP going there, Stefan. That's awesome. Boy, oh boy, do I have fun stuff to share tonight. Plus I have... Thank you, Landon. We're appreciative to have you. Let me look here. Some people say they haven't been getting live notifications, so I'm just... Hey Jason, I see you're on lurking at the time being here. That's cool. Yes, there's the Naz. That big first number. What's up, Tim? Enoch. Yeah, it's weird how that happens. Sometimes universal settings, I just don't, I don't know. It confuses the hell out of me. But who am I? So, like, I'm gonna complain about what Twitch does now, right? Anna, yeah, no Twitch complaints now from me for like.
Now you can't complain for you.
No,
yeah.
I can't complain at all anymore now. So, hey, cool, what's up? Alright, so it's just weird, isn't it, Chantel? It's just weird that it comes along, it comes and goes, you know, but, so, lots of weirdness. And then we go with our newest ad. Fortunately, I got something new from a sponsor. So, we go with the Starship Warden. Well, I'm giving away another Starship Warden digital copy tonight too, everyone. So, courtesy of Troller Games. Yeah, but you may have turned them off. So, what's up, Mike? Oh, thanks, Mike. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back. Yeah, well, it's not like it was a far drive. Yeah, it was like, 6 to 10 miles at most. I think I'm 6 miles, not even 6 miles from the tip of Philly. It's like the Philly airport, like if you go straight across the river. So as the crow flies, I'm like 4 miles from Philly. So, but like from the convention center, like 6 to 10. So, PAX Wars. Yes, I got plenty of pictures and plenty of stories. So. Yeah, we got that cheer. One more cheer, and we get an early hype train, which is too early, but that's all right. Really appreciate it. I'll just so if well, I guess maybe not, because that's in space. I was going to say, if S3 makes Gary Hooligan's head explode, what would the Starship Warden do if it crashed on Greyhawk? So I guess we better not ever find out on that. That awesome thing. That is a lot of writing. Not 650 pages. What's up, Jeff? Crazy. Nuts, man. I know, it's like, so yes, like I said, another giveaway of that tonight, which will be cool. Digital, of course. That, I mean, my gosh, I don't know how thick that book is. What's it doing? It's like, yes, both ways uphill in a snowstorm. The good thing was it was mild. I didn't even need to wear a jacket. You know, I had like really light sweatshirts, which was good. So I didn't have to worry about that. Running out of hair late here, so. Oh, nope, that's it. Oh, Wednesday night's 4 boxes. I forgot to change still. But that's coming up. So I always thought, oh, and I got a turn picture too. What the heck? I can fix that. Oh, just upside down. PAX discussion will take 2 full hours. If you saw the ads, we're going to do a campaign Q&A too. Mine or Anna's or Tim's, whatever you like to ask. So, 9 months, thank you. Getting there. Oh, look at that. Wow, continuing to get something you get from someone gets a hype train going. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yes, look at them. Mike, you like them, don't you? You like those new animated, super duper animated, what do you call it? Emotes I got. Right, look at that. Yeah, if that's the only thing that I got as being a partner, I'm happy with it, right? So, thank you, everyone. Anna's on the big screen here because the ever mysterious Tim will be joining us in roughly about a half hour at most. So, hey, Megan. Hey. So, good evening. I'm Jay, a.k.a. Lurkazumba, and I got Anna Meyer with me here. And I know Anna's upset she couldn't go to PAX this year, but wow,
yes, I'm sure so much would have wanted to. So yeah, I saw this walk through the exhibit hall and walk around, and I was like nostalgic. I've only been to PAX twice, and I definitely want to go again. Yeah.
So I will say, here's my estimates for everyone. By the way, like I said, we're gonna have Greyhawk Q&A almost the entire night. So if you want to ask something, please ask. We're talking campaign. My campaign or Anna's, or when Tim's on as well, you can ask anything you want to know about our campaigns. Little rules, characters, whatever you want to do there. So as we rock and roll.
Yeah, how was it to go to a convention? We haven't been to conventions in forever.
So this is what was cool. Now, you had to be fully vaxxed and 14 days out of your second vax. Mm-hmm. And they were, hey, Will. By the way, Will's joining us. Will's joining us on a Legends and Lore Wednesday night. So I know I'm bouncing around a lot here. Please, I was going to say, please, my shout outs. And also, Phantom Rob's joining us too to do the Castles and Crusades part. So there we have 2 guests on. It wasn't bad at all. I mean, I got in faster on this con at PAX both days than I did at any other time, which I think that's great.
How much was it reduced in size? Was it half or
I think it was
2/3? Or
Friday was really light. I think Alex Antiquist will agree with me. Friday there was barely. It was like wow. It was well under 50%. But Saturday
but PAX is a big but PAX is a big convention by itself. So I guess then it was at least 10,000 people there or something. So.
It was a fair amount of people. I mean, Saturday it looked like out in the convention hall. It was really packed on Saturday.
Good.
And there we go. They are working now. So thank you for giving us a hype train right off the bat. I really appreciate it. So I have this thing on my phone now called Clear. Anyone know about this? So what it does is, so you get your COVID pass. And so I got a PAX. You can barely see that PAX Unplugged COVID pass. Yeah. And so I just flicked this on and showed my badge, and that was it. And went through the metal detector, and that was it. And it was quick. So I didn't. PAX stands for Penny Arcade. Bob, I don't know what the X is, and let me do the drawing setups. That's a smart thing because we got people hitting the drawings there. What's up, Tino? Thank you for hosting the stream. Let me do that real quick, and I'll show you what we're giving away too. So, oh boy, you guys are gonna see. I got some surprises tonight. I gave some of the surprises away, but So, good. See, I did forget to do something. I forgot to change this. I make a quick change. Give me 10 seconds. I'm just going to put TLG down on this because it says Miniature Building Authority for Thursday night still on the actual giveaway. There. And now it should work. All right, but it's more than TLG. So there you go.
Penny Arcade Expo. Yep.
Yeah, Penny Arcade Expo.
They've been mostly a video game thingy and stuff. For the most part, I think.
There's 2 unplugs. I think there's one. There's one West Coast,
they started that a few years ago. I think I was on the second one 3-4 years ago. The first. I've been to 2, and
yeah,
they were really cool. Yeah.
And I apologize for not remembering her name, but Randy McFarland's girlfriend is the CFO for PAX.
Yeah, Beth Damies.
Beth, that's it. Thank you, Anna.
Yep.
All right.
See,
So
sometimes I'm I know a little bit of names. Yep.
So we're gonna do. You get your choice. When we'll do one classic reprint. Pick one of these. If you win, pick one of these: Saltmarsh Swamplight, City or Country sites. Plus, we'll do a Starship Warden giveaway as well. So 2 giveaways right now. That sound good? So yes, we did. So and I didn't. Alex, how dumb are both of us? We didn't take a picture of it. So the big company that was there was Kobold Press.
Yeah.
They were the biggest. Wormwood was there, but there was no Whiz Kids. There was no Dwarven Forge. There was no true, like, I guess, just a WotC.
Yeah, but Kobold Press had a big booth. I've seen pictures of it, and it looked
big booth. There was no Paizo, but there was a lot of smaller companies that had made it.
Yeah.
So
there's some upsides to pandemics too, because it gives some of the smaller guys a leg up in the convention circus.
Yeah. Do we get a photo by the NFT sign? I don't even know what the NFT sign is. I got a photo by the one, a couple signs, but so Kobold Press had a huge booth, and we met their new sales manager, Kim, KYM, through, believe it or not, through a guy who has a local game store, Tiki down the road from me, who does business with them. And he said, "Hey, let me introduce you." I'm thinking to myself, this is weird. So I said to her, "We want Wolfgang back on the show." And she goes, "Okay." I was like, because she had been with the company for like a month. So I'm like, I was like, "Oh, she's, and then I said, I was friends with you, and look, this is yours, so, but it was beautiful. Cool. The front Kobold Press, the whole front of it is like basically your map in the background. I guess, I don't know if it's Southlands mixed in, or is it
nowadays it's actually one big map.
I'm sorry,
I've actually merged all of it. It's okay. Yeah, non-fungible token. Yep.
Right, but I don't know what a non-fungible token sign is. There was a sign at PAX that says
okay. It's one of these digital signs. It becomes a digital property, so to speak.
Oh, okay. Well, there's like I had signs all over the place, but I thought you meant like a sign, like the menu when you click on it on your phone and you can see what a menu is at a restaurant.
No, I don't know what it is on the convention. So
yeah. So
Kobold Press is great.
Right, and I also saw that Sly Flourish was pushing him real huge on his show this morning too. So I wonder if he's writing something for him. I haven't asked yet. So I've had someone approach me to do NFTs, and I told them I'm not interested currently. So just note that.
They're expensive to set up. So,
I don't want to take those chances at this point. I'm gonna wait this thing out a little bit. I mean, we've only been partnered 10 days or 9 days or whatever it is. So let's just wait. So let's start at got in easy. In fact, Alex is and there's no pictures. Alex, there's no pictures of you in all these except for the picture of you hanging out with Zombie Mitch at night, which is, I guess, because you're taking a lot of these pictures that are coming here. So my buddy Walt couldn't go for. You could figure out why. I'm not going to say anything, but he couldn't go. So Alex was kind enough to help out for the 2 days of gaming. And I really forget, someone in chat said the following, was it Asher? Someone said, how do you, the tables are small. And they were small, but I didn't mind it. They had a lot less tables. I go always doing it in the great library room where they have all sorts of old game modules and adventures and box sets and things. And it was great. I mean, there was like, what was it, 12 tables. That was it in this room. And it was very cozy, but it worked perfectly. And there was a lot of traffic running in and out. If you stopped in to see me.
So you got the occasional person come over to see what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a picture scrolling up. You may have just gone by that Altair came in with a Lord Gazamba t-shirt on. I'll show that again. That was cool. Some of the people that were at the party Friday night stopped in. Someone Alyssa Fade knows real well from who has his own YouTube channel that she does with him, came in Hexencraft, and then he interviewed me after. So he did a full interview of me after on Saturday. Yeah, so we had some fun stuff there.
Yeah.
But I ran holes, right? Okay, so call me lazy, but I ran holes, and why? For a couple reasons. It's in 2 parts, and I had 2 days, 4 hours. I know I can do everything I need to do in that 4-hour time period to get part 1 and part 2 done concisely, and that's cutting out 75% of this because this is made to run as a standalone adventure. 3, it's a comfort level, and I knew that none of the people who played in it had played in it before, and why reinvent the wheel at this point? You know what I mean? Plus, I'm trying to still help Carlos promote this.
Yeah, and especially if you're playing with new players that haven't played it before, then it's much better you run a game or an adventure you actually know very well, and that way you can run it more effectively and have more fun doing it.
It was fun, and I brought old terrain, and you'll see some pictures, and now it's going to start scrolling now from the beginning right now, so we can start like doing chronological while I can keep up with this. So first group minus 1 guy who had to leave early is there. There's a picture, and notice I have an old stratagem underlay that I don't use anymore because I think it's not that good. But and I got really old swamp terrain, a couple pieces.
It's a convention. You can
exactly
travel kit. Yeah,
it's a travel kit. I noticed another thing about the con. There was a lot of the big names were not there, but a lot of the mid-range names were there.
Yeah.
A lot of streamers were there. I noticed, but I didn't like with masks on. You could walk right by someone and not recognize them.
I was just going to say, isn't that that's tricky sometimes? I don't even recognize neighbors when I'm out walking at times because if you have sunglasses and a mask and a baseball cap, then you kind of screwed.
Yes. And if you saw in there, I made Lord Gazamba masks, and so I got the mask with the 42.
That's a good idea that you can identify. I should probably have a mask with my name on it too.
If I stretch over there, you'll be able to see it in pictures. So I got mask, a couple of them, and we played the first game, and one of the guys, and I have something you're gonna. If you think it's cheesy, I'll tell you a little bit. But one of the guys' name's video name's Weeba Stomp. I don't know if he's followed yet, but he's taking a lot of close-up pictures. When you see those blow-up pictures, he's got one of those new phones with the 4 cameras on it, so we get some nice blow-up pictures. You have to give some advice on transporting terrain. That's all right. I probably am not a good one to do that with, Naz, because every time I get them home, they're beat up even more. But I'll tell you what I do. Because transporting terrain is yes, I have a Lord Gazamba mask, absolutely. Transporting terrain is crazy, man. This is my biggest fear of GaryCon. Is as you can see, look, there's dings all over this stuff I'm taking. Alex laughed because I got that Bill Craft's whipping post. I said, "Oh man, I hope I don't break that." Because that's the only whipping post I have. So, and it's like it's a craft out of completely hard, high density styrofoam. I think insulation. That one, it's not wood or anything like that, so it could really just snap. So I don't want to break stuff. Need that one for backup. So first day went very well, and that group worked very well together. The guy and Alex said the guy who played Fritz played him in a typical Fritz fashion. There's Antiquitous, by the way. If everyone wants to know, Antiquitous in the front and Zombie Mitch in the back in that picture with a cap on. There you go.
Awesome.
At the party, which it'll scroll through, and then I have a video for everyone. I literally have a video to share with everyone from the social event, which was really a fun time. But first day went great as far as gameplay. The part where you get all the way through to the end and you find the Priest of Washtree and also the shaman of Washtree, the Bullywug, and you're fighting them. And they did a real good job with coordination, and one guy played a shield thing. I added an extra option in their character into our option. Kracian, who's the dwarf shield thing, he wanted to play that over either the bandit or the dual wielding fighter. So he played that, and that worked really well in the party. So that was cool. Oh, I had pictures, Gaetano. And everyone isn't. I'm gonna say this. I don't think there was a person who wasn't. Maybe unless they weren't drinking, who wasn't intoxicated. So yes, I said to them all. I said, "Can I show this video on Twitch?" And they go, "Yeah, as long as you're not passed out or something. You can't pass out on Twitch."
I was just going to say, but sounds risky.
Yes, it is. Yes, I'm going to save it. I'm going to savor that. I'm assuming Tom Lord's wife is going to read into us, and I'll save it for when they come in. But got the pictures of a lot of friends. We had some people there that it was their first time at PAX, and they were friends of friends. We had like 17 people in this. It's called Kavanaugh's Head House. If you know Philadelphia, it used to be called the Dickens Inn and the Dark Horse years ago. And I used to go there for Christmas parties with my friend Steve. And I'm like, I bet you we can manage this. So he took half of it. I split the other half down the middle, and we just both groups mixed well because there's Nadine, my shirt model right there in that picture in the white. So everyone knows, and Alex picked her out right away, and she was kind of angry that he recognized her from stream. So that was really funny. Yeah, but we had fun that night. I'm getting ahead of myself. So the group did great. The first group, and some of them got down pretty far, but they really took care of the swamp part of the encounters. And so two of them were coming back for the next day with a friend who couldn't make it the first day. He had to work. He was making it the second day. And that was cool. So I had eight playing in the game, 8 or 7. I had 7. I had 7 in each day in the game, which was good. 7's a really nice number, but that table's tight for 7, especially and with terrain. So never challenge into it. You've learned no, that's not true, Alex. There's certain things I don't drink, but when it comes to an Irish car bomb, yes, I'm the king. So we'll get to that. They're in a BBQ. Cool. So barely got to go on the floor, and here's a picture. I don't know why I don't have this picture scrolling in, but I found after the game, and we ended like 2:30. I had to drive home. I had to get my son because my wife couldn't get him, and then I had to get changed and dressed, and then my friend and I went over together. So it was like I was running around all day Friday, and I couldn't even I couldn't enjoy the con after I DM'd that day. So Saturday was more the enjoyable day.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see here. Let me find this. So
did you have a chance to go over all the exhibit hall and all that? Talk to
Saturday.
See all the sites. Okay.
Mostly Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that. Just the opportunity didn't present itself that much. But there was a lot of board games going on. Board games are huge.
Exactly. Board games are the same thing at Gen Con. Board games are more than half nowadays.
Way more than half, because a lot of the RPGers didn't come companies. So,
okay. So it was even less. Yeah.
Gloomhaven was there, and that's like a hybrid board game RPG game, right? Gloomhaven was there, and there was a lot of games that just I didn't. And here's the weird thing: I bought one thing, and it wasn't even for me. It was for Balfrin, who wanted me to go to the Fate of the Norns table. Ed's, Kickstarter company that's going on that. So
they had a booth.
Yes, they did.
Cool.
So I got this Odin's Path.
Oh, there you go.
It's there you go. It's a rune set. So that'll be coming shortly there. Long Shot, what's up, man? So that was cool. That's the only thing I bought, though. But I was running around trying to meet people, but it was tough. This is embarrassing. I didn't even tell Alex this. Friday, after we DM'd, we split up, and I was walking, and I thought I saw Stella walk by. I said, "Hey, Stella," and she turned around with the mask on. I was like, "Oh, sorry, it wasn't her." I was like, so I was a little embarrassed by that, but because you can't see people with masks on. Especially the Fate of the Orange uses runes instead of dice. Yes, Val, it's pretty cool, man. So I just wanted to show it, and it'll be going out with your Reaper minis you won last week on tomorrow. 2 days, by the way, I'm going to brag, everyone. Monday, Tuesday, then I'm off for the rest of the year. Real work. Then the work begins. 5 nights of straight streaming. So day one was mostly, in the daytime, was mostly DMing, run the game, and then get into the convention hall, wander around for at most 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Make all the calls and follow-ups. Yeah, make all the calls and follow-ups. Here, damn right. I'll show it again. There you go. There's your runes. Yep, there you go. Yep, Odin's Path. Yeah. So,
yeah. Cool.
30 minutes and do all the follow-up discords. And by the way, I put Discord on my phone. My God, that thing burns my. Does it do that to everyone?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh!
It's a hog's battery like crazy. So,
yeah, I gotta take it off. I gotta take it off because it's a work phone, and so, yeah, really, really crazy. But I had to put it on because I wasn't going to be able to check it any other way.
Well, it depends. Mine is okay as long as I don't use it to talk or anything like that. If it's just text, it's okay.
Okay.
It's as soon as I start having a conversation on it, that burns batteries like crazy. So
yeah. It burned them quickly. Alex was like, your phone's almost out of charge. But Alex took like 100 pictures for each game too. So
might be.
I had to filter through a lot of. It was really good. So you also have to adjust the alerts. Yeah, I took all those alerts. They were driving me nuts. They were coming up constantly too.
Yeah,
so I got
mute all the servers. Yep.
Yeah. So day one was cool. The group was really good. Playing the old school was not a problem for any of them. Playing miniatures rules was not a problem. I let the initiative, just everyone rolled it every round, someone different.
You rolled individual
group initiative. No, group initiative, but okay. One person. If you
rotated,
just rotate it all the way around, just so everyone would get to do that. And I I gave them all 2 regular hero points, but if they did something I really liked, I gave them a special. So I gave out 3 specials each day, and they got used. And so that was a cool thing. It worked really, really well. And they enjoyed the critical hit and fumble table. And one guy, Weeba, sent me 15 to 20 close-up high-res pics each day. And there's one of them showing right now of like a really close-up pic of his character.
Looks great. Yeah.
He played Dex and Misunderstood both days, the Cleric Necromancer, and he had a lot of fun with it. So that was it. I'm going to save a comment he made. I don't know if Alex heard it. I think Alex did for the end, which I was kind of blown away with, and it sounds a little arrogant, but I'll share it for the end of this part of the discussion with PAX. So I'm glad that I didn't chicken out because of COVID and I went. I'm really happy about it for both days, but Friday was fantastic. And signups were like this. I went over, picked them up, and it was filled already. And it was like 40 minutes before we were supposed to even start. I'm like, I'm not even taking waitlist people. Boom, took it and came right over. We started early, which gave me more time, and that was a cool thing. And they had questions, and whenever it happened, Alex was great because anytime. I'm going to use Antiquity as his real name because, we're in a real setting. Picking up all the people coming in, watching, talking to them, giving them cards. I gave, who knows, I think I gave about 50 to 60 cards throughout the whole both days. It was fantastic. You got it when you DM and you're trying to, you need to do some promotion. You can't do both at a con, especially when your players don't know you. You can't do it. So you have to, and the only way you can do that is if you have to have someone there. And that really worked well. So I was very happy with that. So, but yeah, Anna, it would have been great to have you there like 2 years ago. It would have been great to have Eric Mona there. I'm hoping next year's a different, a different feel to it, and we get back to normalcy. With things.
I definitely want to go next year. It's PAX and Gen Con and and Gary Con are cons I really want to have on the schedule, so to speak. Yep.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. Because
I really like PaizoCon too. It was fun. I've been there like 4 times, and it was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, Balford, I hope so. I really do. I hope so. We get back to normal soon. It's just,
hopefully
it's
next year. Yeah, hopefully sometime next year. So
it's tedious.
Mm-hmm.
So, streaming wise, I was thinking about taking my equipment, recording it, and I'm like, there's no reason to do it.
You do so many streams anyways.
Yeah. The talk shows at Gary Con will be different because I can just set it up and put a wide screen on the table. That's a different story. But the game, I mean, I'm gonna, that's just gonna be too. There's no room on the table as it is, right? And I just like, I don't need to do that.
It might be better to concentrate on the people that are there.
Absolutely.
And give them all the attention then, and then do the same thing next week for the audience, online audience.
No, that would be great if you could come over from. That would be really fantastic.
We want you. Yep.
That would be really awesome.
That will be awesome. Yep.
So we had a fun time. First day, and then I'm wondering how this is going to go at night, right? Because I've kind of made this, and you may have seen it scrolling through. I kind of made it the Lord Gazumba. There's a sign on the front entrance of the special private room we have. This and big Lord Gazumba Twitch partner celebration. So I made up this sign, and we had, I think we had one more than what we had allotted for preset paid for. So we had 17 come instead of 16. Altair. So yes, all right, Altair. I think I got you here, right? I think I got you. Right. Let's. There we go.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's a great pick. That's day 2. So, yep.
And you were in the same room you were last time when I was there?
Every year, yes, absolutely. Yes, and that was really, really nice of you to wear the shirt, and I really appreciate it. And if you can always let me know if someone said anything about it or whatever, and probably not, because once again, masks, I can't recognize it. It's almost impossible unless you're really intimate with someone. But it was a really fun time. In the day 2, Altair came in and early on, right before we were starting, so it was like 10:30 in the morning, which was cool. Oh, no problem at all. So that was neat for day 2, and I'm glad to see you hopped on here for that. And it's scrolling through as well. So we had I was kind of a little worried because people's schedules change all the time. So one of the, it was kind of fortunate because we could have fit someone else, but we'd have had to fork up more cash, but it wouldn't have been a big deal. But that D'Angelo, I invited him and his wife because he was flying in. If you remember, he played Foulbeard, the Paladin, and the one game with Stella and Lady May that one time. So I invited he and his wife, but they didn't get until 10 o'clock, so they missed it. Hey, what's up, David? So I had Stella come, and I had Joel, who's Runaway Robot, come. And then I invited Lady Lavinius, and she's not really a D&D-er. She's a WotC. I'm sorry. Let me change that. She's a Magic the Gathering player plus / cosplayer, but she's been partnered a lot longer than I have, and she's real good friends with Stella, and so she's got the red hair. So those are the 3 streamers that came, and then Alex and Mitch came. And then my friend came. A bunch of people that they knew from their work that went to the con came. And that was pretty.
So neat. you had a lot of people there. That's awesome.
We had 17 people in that room, and that night, and it was open bar for 3 hours. Yes, David, we're fine. I'm finally getting over it. Yesterday was rough, and I'm going to say what was rough about day 2. It was extremely.
Yeah, we had Jay on Discord for like 20 minutes or something after that, and he was a little bit wussy for a few minutes. Yep, and he basically all he said was that I need to go to bed.
Yes, I need to go to bed, but I had to get the social media posts out, so that was the problem. Like, then I got up at 6 again, but. So we had a really fun time. So I'm gonna let me see here. I'm holding off on the vid. I
was just going to say it's not video time.
It's not video time yet. We're waiting for the raid. We're waiting for the raid. So I'm gonna Discord Rob in a second and say that I'm waiting. And whoops, that's the vid, but it doesn't auto start. So there you go. I went to the wrong page. All right, so let me go here and let me move this over here so you don't see this. All right, so here's some pictures. And we'll tell you who everyone is. So let me move this over. See, Jay's not prepared. I'm still not on my A game here. All right, so you got Lady Lavinius from the left, you got Stella in the middle, and you got Joel Runaway Robot on the right. Yeah. So they were kind enough to be there. You can see Mitch's head in the background sticking up, and you can't see Alex's head. It's hidden behind. Did you move the whole night, Alex? I don't think you moved one time. I mean, I think he stayed in the same spot most of the entire night. So, yeah, you didn't move. He didn't move the entire night. But I'm going back and forth. You can see that it's a tight, cozy bar that we've been going to since 1989. One Friday, either the first or second Friday of December, we my buddy Steve and I, you know him as Rocinante 19, by the way. We go. Except for last year because of COVID, we've gone with company parties or just ourselves and hang out in the bar. And we decided, hey, let's throw our own party this year. So I went on. I was like, I had this party set a week and a half before I got Twitch partners. So, wow, what timing! Yep. Yeah. So I just said, hey, it's a Twitch partner celebration, and some people got a kick out of that. So yeah, that was So I'm going to show some other pictures here from this, and we'll keep. Yes, Bob, note this, man. Like, here are people in their late 20s, and I turn 55 in March, so put that in perspective. As far as age goes, man, it's like, wow, I'm that old now, you know. But that's okay. So let me see what else I have here. Pick wise. All right. So everyone's seen this pic. I know I'm bragging out here, but I like taking pictures. The ladies, you all know. So I'm taking a picture of Lady Lavinius. There you go. Nice picture. Picture one with some ladies there, and she's very nice. And she is going to play in a game with Stella upcoming. So we already set that up. Yes. Yeah? Yes. Awesome. And Stella remembered because I talked to her the next day. But we were all feeling a little good at this point, and so everyone was like, yeah, do you remember what we what was said, right? But she did.
Yeah, you have to double check the day after. Yep,
absolutely. So everyone knows this picture, and I'll show you how you know the lady to the right in the white shirt is, because that is this, and you've seen this person multiple times on my show. Is this person here? That's Nadine, my Lord Gazumma first shirt model I had. So yes, so that's her. Being goofy there, but yes. So and as you can see, this place is very small. So this is a corner. There's the bar I'm at, and it just runs. It's a small room that they converted into a private bar area. Here. It's really cozy. So. Yeah, Altair, man, it was pretty good. So, this pub, if you're a Brit, I mean, it used to be called the Dickens Inn in the late '80s, and then they changed it to the Dark Horse. Then someone else bought it at Kavanaugh's Head House, but the feel's still there. It feels like an old, English or Scottish pub, and that's why we love going there. And they got all sorts of great stuff on tap. So, and they have Guinness on tap, we know, and that's one of the reasons why we love going there, which we'll explain. So here's some other pics of the group here, and we got, so there's my buddy Steve in the middle, and Mike, and I forget the other gentleman's name. Two of his work companions. So he brought some work friends in too, but going to lunch with him a lot of times. So that was pretty neat. And look, Mike Missinelli's on in the background for any of you who know Philly sports. There you go. So we had that running. Here we go. There he is. This is the only picture I have for the entire time of Alex at all. Right? I think this is it. One pic. A couple different poses in the same, and Mitch, and Mitch flew out from California to come to this, which is really cool.
Wow, damn! I should have done too.
Nah, dude, it's a good picture, man.
Yeah,
it's a good picture. So, also in the background, you can see there's one guy way in the background. That's my buddy Steve's son, and him and his best friend are here. They are both musicians in the Michael Carney band. Did you hear my music?
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I get rights to the music, because they are the band that play the music. So, yeah, that's a neat little thing. I'm gonna leave this up to drive Alex crazy. Waiting on. I'm discording Rob. Waiting on video to play for all of you. So there you go. All right. Very, very cool. Yeah. So that's some of the pictures of people we have there. But then here's a tidbit of the beginning. Here is the beginning of the contest. So I won't say any more about that till we get the raid in, until the other group comes in. But yes, an Irish car bomb is the following. If you don't know, it's 3/4.
I never heard of it until
it's
half an hour ago.
3/4 of a pint of Guinness Stout. Okay, you need room at the top. You take a shot glass. You put half of that shot as Bailey's Irish Cream. The other half of the shot is Jameson whiskey. You take that, you drop that into, and it foams.
I've seen several versions of that. They call submarines in Sweden that they sink into. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that follow. But so that was fun. So we'll get back to that as we await the arrival there. So hey Dale, what's up, man? Yep. So day 2. I drank a lot. Yeah, I can't. I don't even know why I came in the Discord on that.
Was there a day 2?
Yeah, there was. There was. I persevered through it, but man, last night, whew, I couldn't fall asleep either. You ever have those nights where you're so exhausted you can't go to sleep? That happened to me last night. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't that drunk. I felt very very good, but I drank a lot. So I had the 4 more.
You're not 25 either.
No,
so that's
Anna, you're right.
Same here. If I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I feel it the day after, and I don't even have to drink anything. It's bad anyway.
Patrick, I didn't have bed spins, believe it or not. No, I didn't.
Oh, bed spins, yeah.
Oh man, I had 4 margaritas, a couple beers, and then the Irish car bomb. And I didn't have any other shots. If I did, I would have been wiped. But so day 2. And it'll be scrolling through. So you'll know day 2 pictures when you see them, because my shirt goes to blue. So I'll wear my blood blue shirt. Burgundy's day 1, so it's color coded. Yes, no shots for me anymore.
That was smart. You changed color on your shirt from day to day, so that
absolutely.
Way you know that's smart.
Yeah, and normally I wear burgundy tonight, but I wore and I didn't wash it, so I'm like, I'm just wearing black tonight. So day 2 was a little different than day 1. So day 2, it's packed. The free play room line for signups for all these events goes all the way down and around and out, like it would in a full day of PAX on the Saturday.
It's a bit like in Gen Con. A lot of locals come on Gen Con, for especially Saturday. It's a lot of local visitors that just want to go and see what the con is about, so to speak.
True.
So that increases the viewership or the
very true. And a lot of people work on Fridays and they couldn't get off.
Yep.
So Saturday's pretty packed, and I have multiple signups online, and 2 of them don't show. But the 2 that did, Weeba Stomp and his buddy Carl, were coming back with their friends. So that's 3. And I'm like, what the hell do I do? So I have 2. Well, I didn't know that till later. So I keep on going back. Literally, there's triple the people in the free play area signups than there was on Friday, and no one's signing up. And I'm like, it's like 10, and we're supposed to start at 10:30. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then this is really funny. So I'm going to show you a picture. I had a deja vu moment with this guy named John. And let me show this picture here. I'm going to flip it over and I'll explain this. This is really crazy strange. Oh, I'm just going to go to. I'm going to tease you both again. I'm teasing everyone. There's the vid again. I hit the wrong button again. So see the guy with his thumb up? All right, right next to me to the left, he's got his thumb up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he gets to the table, and he's the first one to sign up for the game. And he looks at me, and I look at him. And he's got his mask on. I got my mask on, and he's like, "I think I played one of your games." And I go through my phone, and I go, "Look, 2018, the first time I ever DM'd ever at a con at the table. He played in that game."
Oh, wow.
I should have showed that picture. See, I'm being stupid here. Yeah, so in 2018, the first game I ever DM'd at a con, he played in, which is kind of funny. He's like, "Oh, this would be cool." Yeah, so he played. He played Fion, the priest of Tritharion, and then the 2 to my left, the father and son combination to my right. I'm sorry, to my right. Okay, in this picture. They were just wandering around in there, and they're like, "We're not waiting in that line. We'll never get in on anything." I said, "Hey, you want to play an old school D&D game?" I had 2 no-shows on Board Game Geek signups, and they're like, the son goes, "I've never played, so I'm not going to know what I'm doing." I was like, "Don't worry about it." So they both hopped in, and stage left, yes, yeah. Isn't that weird, Katana? I mean, it's crazy. So they both just hopped in, and I went over and signed them up. And when I went over there, then there's 5 people. There's other people that signed up and waitlist people. I figured it out. We got it all worked out. And plus, David Burke from the Philly Old School Gamers was going to play in it too. So we had it all set up. So the day 2 was a little different than day 1. It was a little more. What would you say, Alex? A little more individualism in this game. Some fun stuff went on, but this is all underground too. This is the second. This is the part Carlos wrote. The second part, yeah, it was a lot more. The coordination was a lot less. And Anna, you would have loved them all for one reason.
Okay.
3 characters, especially the son who was playing Candace. He shot in melee combat every round he could. Just right, every round into melee combat, and I'm like, yes,
That's awesome.
Yes. So they were shooting in melee combat like crazy. I think that they only hit their own party like 4 times in the whole thing, but yeah, it kind of paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a fun day. The 3 closest to us here in the plaid shirt, that's Weeba, and then his 2 other friends. The one with the olive drab hat, he had come for the first day, and he played Inquisitor. Oh my god, I can't remember my own character's name in that. Oh my gosh, Tom's Inquisitor. He played. He got MVP the second day, and Alex stepped up. Alex brought a miniature to give away to the MVP, which I can't believe. That was a great idea, dude. That was great. Yeah, Desmond, thank you. But I don't even know my own characters, man. So yeah, that's okay. It's okay, Pat. I just thank you for. All right, so I'll give them a time frame, and if they're not here at 8:15, then I'm going to run the vid. But we'll take questions in that time frame, or I'll run it twice or whatever. It's no big deal. It's only like 45 seconds to a minute. Thank you. They're from Indiana. It was really cool that they came in. So this group is much more. Let me go back to the scroller here. They're much more. Individualistic, which is okay. I mean, they don't know each other. But yeah, it was a Reaper too, Val. It was a smart move. So let me tell you something about my banner that I have up. discounts, deals. Vistaprint runs them all the time. You see it in the background of that picture there. It was $7. It came out to $7 for that banner, and it's like it's a decent size, like 1.5 by 3 or whatever it is. I can roll it up; it fits perfectly. It's a great travel banner. I got all the sponsors on it now, below all 6 of them, which is a cool thing. So it worked really, really well with that. So I'm going to speed these up so we get to day 2 quicker. How's that sound? I'll speed them up a little bit here. So any comments or questions so far from the audience while I'm doing this? Anna, how about you? Any observations?
Well, I must say, I'm just thrilled that there are conventions again. It's great. I've been missing them so much.
Absolutely. Does that make a few extra banners ahead? So, Pat, I don't think this is going to sound awful, Pat, but where I park, having my hands full with a box of terrain, with a backpack and my underlay over my shoulder and other side with no hands free is not a smart thing to do. Okay, in that area, right? I got my hands all full. I don't have a free hand. That's an attack. That's called an attack of opportunity in D&D, right? I'm gonna, So, and Katana will vouch for me. Now, I was really surprised. The underpasses, they had done a really good job, and there was no. I thought it was going to be. That area was not bad, but it's Philadelphia. Okay, so I don't think I try and pack as least as I can to these when I got to walk from my car to the con with all this stuff in my hand. So, yeah, you need to make your awareness checks. Yeah, exactly, Katana. So I did, but I'm going light. I'm traveling light. But yeah, you're probably right. I probably could have given away some other things. Most of them, though, email me for critical hit tables, for some classes and things like that. So I'm giving them things after the fact. And, I've sent some out already. So, yeah. Well, my bodyguards couldn't come, Patrick, because the one couldn't come to the con because so I don't have anyone going with me this year. Yeah. He's busy. That's what we'll say. He's busy for some certain reason. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay, so you've given me an idea there. Okay, you mean give them away actually? It's a possibility. That's a smart move. That's a good idea. Giving away things like that. There's other things we could give away as well. Here he comes, ever mysterious. Oh my gosh, what do you have on? What do you got on, man? Are you in barbarian mode?
I think he is.
Sounds good on our end, man.
Yeah.
It's not on yours. It's on your end.
We'll see. Yeah.
He looks very serious. This is going to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear him, but he can't hear us, I think. Yeah.
He hasn't said anything yet.
Yep.
I heard something.
It's a barbarian look. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's wearing something.
Yep. It's like a barbarian fiddling with magic. This is.
Yes. So he's figuring it out on his end. We'll.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, where was I? That's a good idea, but trying to kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on your end. Everyone else can hear.
We figure that out. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everyone else can hear. Everyone.
If you turn on the speakers, it probably works much better. So yeah.
Yes.
And then we keep quiet and don't say anything. So
Hello.
There you go.
There you go.
Can you hear us? Mm-hmm. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, yep. There you go. So it was on your end there. So.
Oh, no, it was on my end for sure.
Okay, there you go. So.
Yep. So funny when you turn on the speakers.
Why I was looking blankly forward and not responding.
So it was so funny when you turn on your speaker, both Jay and me were quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard that plotting on me. I heard that.
So, what the hell do you have on?
Well, we're going to talk about barbarians. So.
Well, yeah, the Q&A's up there. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of we're gonna do.
So I have my barbarian fur-collared cloak and my Viking-styled wool shirt, and this is on because I have some very sore neck and upper back muscles, so I have icy hot and another layer of this kefir giving me some more.
What happened?
So what happens when you get old?
Yeah, well, we were talking. You missed the part about the hangovers, but I wasn't the only one complaining about the hangovers before. Lady Avinius put it in her post. I shouldn't drink heavily the night before when I'm doing cosplay all day the next day. I saw that on Twitter. Well, okay, you know, and who knows how everyone, at what time everyone got up. So as we're going through day 2 here, they're taking a beating in a lot of things. The final encounter is really nasty. I condensed this down a little bit because I wanted to make sure we were moving very well. And so here's the fight going on in the hallway with all the lizard men and the mutated lizard men. Multiple. You see, I'm using the old stuff. I'm not taking my Dwarven Forge here. I'm traveling light. Day 2's lighter than day 1 because I have no outdoor terrain. But that stuff can still get heavy in a box, so I'm putting that all together there. And this is a good fight. And I'm telling you, they're shooting in melee combat everywhere. You know, all over the place. They're just, which was fun. You know,
that's a bad habit.
It is a bad habit shooting in melee combat, absolutely. So here's the last fight there. Yeah, the very last fight is a fight against the Lizard King and the young black dragon and the Lizard Man shaman and all in there, and that was difficult. It went extremely difficult for them, and 4 characters ended up with like 4 or less hit points out of 7, right? But they survived it. Someone got put in the negatives, I think, and then they just death doored them. Yeah, and one person got held, and the Inquisitor dispelled. I think the Inquisitor dispelled it. One person got poisoned the one day, and they had a lesser restoration potion. You know, so it went really well day 2, but it was more. There was little cliques of guys based on who they knew working together, which is okay. It wasn't a big deal. That's what you get at cons. So, have you ever?
You get a roll of the dice.
So, first question. We'll take this now. Balfrin asked Tim, have you ever planned a non-combative, non-lethal game session for your players?
Have I what?
Ever? And we'll all answer this. Non-combative, non-lethal game session for your players.
I'm going to say yes, just because I've run stuff before that's sandbox,
but not in your barbarian group yet.
Not in the barbarian group. No. Well, if we were playing, like we were playing every week, I wouldn't condense stuff and force stuff into a big battle.
Exactly.
So then I would be a little bit, I think I'm somewhere between a planned and sandbox. I don't think I'm quite sandboxy as Anna might go, but I am in there somewhere where there's a lot of free will to choose to do certain things, which may not end up in combat.
Oh, is Grenowolf who asked that? Okay.
A partial yes.
Thank you for that, Bal. Gaetano asked that question.
That is?
Yes, a partial yes answer. So you all know my style in one-shots. And the one-shot style is, and I think all the guests, Anna, most of them have fun with it. A little RP at the beginning, a sample little encounter, and then sometime in the end, a big wallop at the end, just to get an idea of the play. Cons tend to go the same way too. But
yeah, it's a one shot. You want some excitement.
Yeah.
And also when you especially when you run stream games or games at conventions, you have to kind of condense it a bit and take away the boring parts, because and you have to fit it in like a 4-hour or 3-hour or something time slot. So then you have to make some concessions for the format, so to speak, in the event.
Absolutely. And life on the stream is a series of concessions.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So that's a definite great first question to the group.
Yeah. Since I'm running non-stream, very sandboxy games, I usually have I think over time they tend to fall in one or the other. They either tend to be very combat heavy, and some of them can be like 3 sessions just a battle going 3 sessions in a row, and then it might be two, even 3 sessions before you have one. But now we've actually had combat every other, or we had the not this one was no combat today, but in the previous, when I'm thinking about the group that I've run the longest with, then we had 3 sessions with combat, and then before then we had 2 sessions without combat, I think. So it's roughly, I think it's a little bit over 50% with combat, just over 50, but not much more than that. But they tend to sometimes come in droves, like 2 or 3, and then occasionally they get bogged down into some big battle, and it could be 5 sessions of combat, and then they usually so almost TPK'd over and over again and stuff. So it tends to be dangerous. Yeah.
Pat 66, great question. Raw or house rules for con games?
Yeah.
So
how do you tweak them?
Nope. Here is, and I showed this to Alex. Yeah. Thank you, Skyeth. Yeah. Oh gosh. It's my.
Awesome. Yep.
I'm streaming. I'm creating a persona. I'm not stripping anything down. Okay. Here's my travel book. And see, it says ADD 1E2E reference PAX. Right, I got the old picture I had on there. So we come in, and this is a mini book of the Classes and Races book. I got the characters for the adventure in here. I got the adventures on both sides in here. Got certain monsters we're going to be using and certain things. All the books condensed down. I got all the classes I'm going to be using. Here, Priest of Washtree spell list. It's all here. I explained to them on the character sheets. I kind of write out what each feat does. So if they have taunt, tell them how it works. They have spell extension, how it works. Lucky, how it works. I want them to get the feel of the game that we're playing live stream, so that they'll come watch, or they'll participate, or they'll buy the adventure. So the answer to that is no. I don't. I do exactly what I do. And I got to figure out how to do that now in 4 hours. And look at this. This window's all off here. Man, it's like I'm hungover still. Yeah. So great question. But no, I love doing it the same exact style. I want them to get a feel of what it's like to be in the campaign every week. Just same way I do it for the people I do Saturday Night Specials on for. So great question there for that. Thank you. All right. So Will's question is for Tim. What will be the big bad in the next Dark Hand game? Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Why is he assuming there's one?
See, there you go.
But it's probably not hard to figure out. It'll be one of the leaders of the Split Rock Mongrels, obviously.
Oh.
You already kind of saw them before, the very first one.
Yeah.
What's up, David Keith?
But they never really engaged with you.
So, an announcement, Tim. Tell them your good thing about those groups now and cons. You don't have to worry about, right? So that, what are you going to do with those groups?
Well, for my the underdogs and also the Dark Hand, I'm not running them during the cons. I'm just going to run them on Saturday specials. And
good. That way you don't have to worry about time frames and stuff.
Right. Have a little bit more freedom. Yeah. And then I'll run something totally different for the other cons and things like that. I already have some ideas. So
that's awesome. Good one. I told Anna she's going to get all the questions tonight, guys.
See, that you guys get the questions.
So I'm going to go to the second one, then we're going to answer the first one. Signal, I'm going to get to yours in a second. Pat, published adventure or homebrew for the con? Are you ready for this? The answer is both. It's a homebrew of mine that was published, Horror in the Holes. All right, so it's both. CSL Entertainment, and here we go. I'm going to push up the this here, and I must have gotten rid of the Holes link. My God, Jay. Oh, here it is. Yep. So there you can get it right there. Yep, it's both.
Yeah, Mike had a good question for me. That was so 0 level characters, and if they get level drained, are they technically alive or not? So no, they die.
It depends how.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
they turn into juju zombies?
Juju zombies.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on what undead. But they basically
Great question.
one. Yeah, it's a great question. One attack like that, they're done with. So yeah.
That is a fantastic question.
And if they become juju zombies, can they still play them as a character?
No.
That depends.
Oh,
That
my
depends.
gosh.
It might.
Jay,
There.
it's
Yeah.
Anna's question.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but
true.
it depends because I haven't decided now exactly how to implement it in 5e, but I used to
Right here.
have rules for what happens, so to speak. So PCs that are some sort of creature that have a soul, so to speak, the soul lingers, so to speak. So first you kind of, oh, there you go, yeah. So
Right in my
depending
book here.
on how you die and stuff, but if you just die in combat, someone is slicing you to pieces, or you die from wounds like that, then your soul lingers, so to speak,
Okay.
at the spot, and then you can actually try to affect other people, because then you get true seeing when the soul can see everything around, so you can see what things are truly, and then you can try to affect the feelings of other characters and stuff around. And you're especially good if you can linger around for a little bit. You can affect others in their dreams and try to get the message through, like, you're in trouble, do this, whatever, something.
Do they
Yeah.
bounce straight into the
Right.
ethereal? So is it they're
Yeah.
viewing everything on the ethereal plane, or do
Mhm.
you have
You're
it
all
where they're still
correct.
primaterial, but that's what they
Yeah.
see?
No, they go into the
You're all
ethereal,
correct.
or the shadow, or something similar, depending on what type of creature they are, so to speak, or the Fey, Elven, and others. They go into the Fey realm, so to speak, when it crosses
right.
over. Yeah.
Technically, they shouldn't die at 0. They should die at -1. 0, they should be back to 0 level characters. Technically, and it says that in the draining of specters and vampires, and
Yeah.
then you can
But if
never,
they
you're
are
normal, you
0
can never be an
level, so
adventurer
then,
again. Yeah,
yeah.
I
Mhm.
don't agree with that. Yeah, -1 is usually when they get drained and turn into undead. All right, well,
Yeah.
so let me go back. We'll keep on going on these questions. This is fantastic. But I want to go back to Signal's question. I answered this question to Lady Lavinius at the bar. Exactly. What is the most prominent difference you notice when joining a 1E, 2E session over a 5E session? I'm going to be specific. Mine over a 5E session. Two things. The number one thing is there is none of this, and I'm going to use the word junk. I move 15 feet, then I swing, then I move 15 feet again stuff, okay? It doesn't work. That doesn't happen in it never
Like a
happened in
bad
a
kung fu movie.
Yeah. It never happened in a 1E, 2E game ever back in the day. Movement beyond a predetermined amount is your action for the round. You can't do anything else. That's the number one difference between an old school terrain miniature style game and a 5E game. Even you can't be running around like doing all that other stuff. So thank you, Patrick. That was very kind of you. Some of the other differences, I think there's no weapon variation, very little weapon variation in as far as damage goes in 5E, 1E, 2E. You have 1,000 different weapons, and they all do different damage. Like 2 die 4, 3 dies 4. I know people hate that. I know it got simplified, but I love the variations of weapons. And I think, Tim, what do you think on that question?
I like the variety of weapons.
Yeah,
I think it's always tricky with the D&D weapons because they don't replicate reality. I know I said the word. Oh no, but I've also played in a system where a basic hand weapon, they all basically do the same damage, and it's modified by your strength and what you're hitting. So I've seen both, and I think I do for D&D. I like the variety, the different weapon.
Yeah.
I have an issue or two with some of the choices on the assigned damage. Like I think a quarterstaff is underpowered for what it really is, and bastard sword, same thing, is underpowered for what it is. When you chart out the average die roll, when you're rolling 2 dice versus 1 die, 2 die 4 means you actually don't have an 8 as often as you do with a longsword. And I think it should be instead of 2 die 4, it should be 1 die 8 plus 1. But that's just no. But anyway, short answer is yes. I like the multiple weapons.
Anna, you wanna hit that one up at all, or
Yeah, but because of all the different rules, and that's something we can touch in on Wednesday too. But the one I
Yes.
like the most when it comes to weapon damage and how the rules were is actually Pathfinder 2. Pathfinder 2 have so many cool effects that you can do with weapons that are built in. There are so many different cool effects that more than just damage. You can have various follow through. They work, so they work in mysterious ways, so to speak, and they have crit effects, fumble effects, and stuff like that. So in a way, I like PF2's weapon rules probably the best of all the different rule systems that I played. 5e is simplified, but that's in the nature of, and that's both the good and the bad. Good because it plays easy to learn, quick, so to speak. But the boring is that it's less variation. But it's hard to build a game system that you can do both, so to speak.
Hey, Zombie,
it's
I missed you.
Yep.
I miss Zombie Fighter, who's he said some kind things on Twitter there. Thank you very much for hopping in. All right, so yeah, all right. So Lord Kalan asks, "Are you ever gonna publish your rule system?" The answer to that, I think I put in, is I have 19. Yeah, Tim's laughing. I have 19 color-coded full binders of stuff over 42 years. I give out, I'll give out, no problem, Signal. I give out stuff all the time. I mean, so here's the thing. Like, I have 43 specialty priests, and a lot of you out there have asked how for a couple of them. I said, I'll give you one or two, and then that'll help you build your own. Because I want, it's going to be your campaign, right? So that's just an example. Or I'll show you how I make up an elementalist, whatever, and then you guys can make up your own, and then you've tailored it to your own campaign. So and my rules constantly change. We change stuff all the time.
And if you have players, you can get them to contribute to it too with their own ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
We have, and I said this. All right, so let's take a quick scroll back up, and I know I missed some questions, but we'll get to them in a second. After this, so after we finish day 2, as far as the game goes, I go up and I walk, and Alex and I are walking the con. We went to Cobalt Press, which is cool. I got something to show you, and I'll show you off camera on that. I walked around a little bit, and then we split ways, and I had a meeting with the Hexencraft from YouTube, and he interviewed me for about a half hour. So that's supposed to be on one of his streams, which was really cool. I really have, I love doing that kind of stuff, so I got that interview done, and then I was ready to pass out, and it was like 4 o'clock, and I just went home, and my buddy Steve from the previous night, him and his wife were coming over. My wife made homemade soup, really good stuff. And I ate it and then crashed. So that's what happened. And then I didn't go back today because I had too. So I wake up this morning, everyone, and I go, holy shit. I have 5 straight streams starting Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And 2 of them are one-shotters. And then panic set in a little bit. I'm like, well, I guess I just a little at a time. So players contributing with ideas and listening. Exactly, Skygath. Exactly. I mean, that's dead on. And I said this to a lot of people at the tables, and I said this during the interview. If you do not listen to your players, and I'm not talking about arguing over rules, which happens all the time. I'm talking about if you do not listen to your players' ideas, you're not going to have a group for long. I have character classes that my players created. I have spells. Tim did a bunch of spells for the para elementals and did the sea mage. That hasn't been play tested yet. We got to play test them. Alan made the Greyhawk mage, the maester, Dwarven, the shield thane. They're all made by my players. And then converted over. So really, really was cool. So you have to listen to your players. So for sure. So hopefully that answers someone's question out there. Let's scroll back up. Who did I miss here? So we're talking about this negative, these undead PCs. So we're gonna pass on that answer. I think that we beat that one down enough, right? No one in their right mind is playing someone with negative experience point levels, right? This isn't. What's that vampire TV show on FX? We dwell in the shadows or something. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I know I'm missing some of them. It's a lot of Valmoku, Michael. Thank you. It's a lot of fun to make your own and use some of the classes and add to subtract. You do not like. Thank you. Yes, because I've given Michael some stuff, and he's tweaked them and done some changes to them, and that's what you want to do. By the way, the one thing you can give you verbatim, and I don't care what you do with it, as long as you just say that you got it from us, is the critical hit and fumble tables, because they're fun. Not Tim's, because they're not fun. They're deadly, right, Tim?
They make you rethink why you're fighting. Choose your fights carefully.
Yes, choose a lot carefully. You're the sole reason that John has killed like 7 player characters on the blue box. So
I am only an enabler. It's not my fault.
Yes,
I make tools.
Absolutely.
It's not my fault they use it.
All right, so I know I saw another question here. Okay. Pat 66, do you all have, all of us, this is a question, specific level range you prefer for con games? Anna, you want to take that one up?
Well, I have barely run games and cons in forever, so to speak, but I did it back in Sweden quite a bit, and I want to have mid-level, because low level you can't really throw much at them, so to speak. So I probably prefer like third to, and this is back in the 2nd edition and early 3rd edition era. So maybe from like 3rd level to 8 or 9 or something like that, maybe, because the really low level, then you get limited, and mid-level character you can start throwing a little bit of this kitchen sink at them, and they're still not so powerful that rounds takes forever to go, so you can move faster, so to speak. So mid-level is what I think I prefer the most that way. But that depends also on edition and a game system. But for most D&Ds, it's at mid-level, I think.
This goes to also to virtual con games too. So Tim's was high. What level are the barbarians?
Like 6, 7.
They started around 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's actually like, yeah.
That's more like 7th for a regular.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. It's like,
because I mean, Anna's character was started at 6th.
Yep.
So, and that's using basically Ranger experience point table, sort of. So.
Yep. So,
powerful.
Von Moku just
enough to barely survive a 150-foot fall down a sloped mountain.
Yep.
However, she did take 3 criticals.
Yep.
So a little
Tim criticals.
Tim criticals again. Notice the word Tim goes into a lot of this discussion here, which is kind of scary. But Valmoku, here's an example. He created 3 Dwarven specialty priests over the weekend for his group, so they could choose from one of them. Now they're permanently done, and in the campaign, add in spells here and there. But once they're done, they're done. You play test them. If they don't, something weird happens or they seem imbalancing, you make some tweaks here and there. Trust me, I've made a lot of tweaks. Normally, Tim brings in too overpowered stuff, and I got to tone it down. So, just kidding, Tim. By the way, here's something.
Slips in.
Let's shout out Carlos. I got these in the mail as well. So I got Thicker Than Water, and I got whoops, yeah. Wait a minute. Oh my God, my brain is the Witch Queen's Lament. I got both them. This one, I am running this one, everyone, live stream in 2022. It's C-based, it's slaver-based. We're running this game live.
I ordered that as well.
Yes, in 2022. Just note that. So, Tim, you got a level preference for cons and one shots?
I think I've only done the Dark Hand, right? For cons?
Well, you've done the underdog, the Dark Hand. No, that's right. But underdogs, yeah, you're right.
Right. So I did for the, I think the last charity one at the Underdark themed one. They were higher level. They were a little bit higher level because they were all the player characters my buddies from college used. So, I think 5th is good. It's good because they have enough to do extra. They have some options. They can't accidentally fall down a 10-foot pit and die.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't want to play first level characters.
That's what they have. There's a little bit of fudge factor for survivability. So that's a good range. But the threat is real. It's still dangerous for them.
Yeah, when you DM for really low-level characters, you have to be wary because one step too much and it's TPK. so to speak. That when the higher level characters, you can run something tough,
spot.
and then when they start taking a lot of damage, you have to realize that you have to dial it down a little bit. That maneuvering room is so narrow when low level. All of a sudden, you can TPK in a round or two.
Yeah. I think if you have a mystery adventure where they got to do a lot of role playing and problem solving, that's not necessarily damage dealing. I think you can run a lower level one.
Yeah.
Everyone could be like a first level baker, wheelwright, and you could make them all villagers. They have to solve something,
The adventure has to be tuned to the character level for low level, way more. Mid level and high level, you can throw whatever you want at them almost.
What level was between a rock and a hard place? 6th? 6th, 7th?
They were 5th level.
They're 5th. Okay, they're still 5th.
Yeah.
None of them were 6th. They're all 5th.
No, actually, Carlos's character, Walks with Ghosts, had gone up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he could call Chattel's spirit, and he called the Ildris, if you remember.
Right. Yes, and I think
the invisible death wind.
Yes, which is very cool. So, which is your Prometheus? Dwayne asked, which is your favorite underdog? Do you have a favorite one?
Great question. I gotta say, everyone has like drunk deeply at the well of the rover culture that I kind of started with and gave to them. So even though the game mechanic is not necessarily a barbarian, they have all, they've all bought in on it, and I find it immensely entertaining and fun to run it, as well as just see what they do with their characters and choices and all that. So I have to say, I feel like I've lucked out with that crew, and with
awesome.
Both barbarian crews. I feel like totally fortunate.
And those are good games. They're fun. Yeah.
And they're deadly too.
Yeah,
I do like. Oh, I do like Canadian H Gamer. He had like one grand speech arguing for something in the first one, and I was like, "Damn, that was convincing."
Yeah,
I like that. I like. I think they all do very well. I like them. So.
It's a good thing when you have people that want to play in your games. It really is. It's awesome. It's a really, we all have it, and it's humbling, and it's an honor to have people reach out. I know a lot. When we finished day 2, most of the table said, "Well, do you ever do you ever bring even people on your live stream, or do you professionally DM?" And I said, "I don't professionally DM. I'm not. That's not what it's about. Whatever we generate on Twitch, that's great, but I'm not going to charge a group to DM for them. It's not my style. Now, I may run something for them. We had one of the groups, like for example, at the party, a wife and husband and their friend had come in, and they knew one of the women that worked with my buddy Steve, and Steve told him Jay DMs and streams on Twitch, and then she said something about he heard at the bar they're talking about, oh yeah, Gary Gygax was the founder, and then Steve goes over to her and goes, Jay has Luke Gygax playing in the game and Ed Greenwood playing in his D&D game sometimes, and she looks over and goes, why the F didn't you tell me that he knows Luke Gygax instead of just saying he DMs? So she got and then it was like whoop, it changed. So now I got to play a game for all them. And the one girl's never played before. The secretary that works for Steve, and she wants to play now. So I was like, there you go. So I am sober, Gary. I'm sobered up, man. So Gary, you're here just in time. We're not going to wait. I'll run it a second time if Time Lord's Wife crew, when they raid in, wants to. Are you all ready? Are you all ready for this? Is now remember this. I'll give some caveats. Number 1. Don't try this at home.
Go to the bar.
Don't try these. This is done by professionals. Okay. So, number 1. Number 2.
Okay.
I have never lost this challenge ever. In the 28 years we've been going out, not once. Number 3. There are 9 of us doing this. You can't see them all on the vid. We started with 4. And then I'm doing it. This is a large tab bill I picked up here. It went to 9. So 8 competitors are going at the same time. Plus me. 9 different people are doing this at the same time in this bar. Now, remember, there was only 17 people here. 9 of them are doing this at the same time, okay? Third, you'll hear Steve yell, he came in second. So here we go. Are you ready for this? This is the vid. Stella and Lady Lavinius took one did the vid and one did all the stills for this. So here we go. Hopefully I don't get, no, I said, can we show drinking live? Here we go. It's not live, it's recorded. The challenge of the Irish car bomb. There we go.
Oh!
Not last. Impressed. Second. Yes. Still champion. Still champion. I heard it. Still champion.
What does the champion say?
The champion says a short time. 28 years at Kavanaugh's Head House and Dickinson and Dark Horse. Yes, thank you very much. 1.1 seconds. Irish car bomb down. Thank you.
Woo!
There you go. Oh. Yes. I'm not going to say how I came up with that skill, but I have that weird skill. So everyone's got one.
Jay, you're really good at opening your throat up.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, thank you. I'll if the Time Lord's crew comes in, I'll show it one more time so you can. Yes, your eyes do not trick you. Right down. So, undefeated, never have lost a Irish car bomb challenge. So there you go. So after that, everyone's really lit, right? Because everyone had been drinking the whole night as it was. This wasn't at the beginning of the night. This was near the end of the night. So what place do you think you came in there, Alex? Right in the middle of the pack somewhere? It was awesome, man. Yeah. Bob, it was so yeah, Alex held his own. So it was so next year we're planning on opening. This is the idea for PAX. We're gonna have it here again. There's a bigger room next door to the other one. We'll get that one. I may have to charge because I can't. This was a special event where we picked up the tab, but I don't know if I could pick it up for 50 people. But I think we can fit up to 50 people in that room. So we may have to charge something next year. But if you're coming to PAX next year, oh look at that, zombie clipped it. That's awesome. You're coming to PAX next year. We'll invite as many people as we can to come to this party next year. It was a blast. We had a great time. So Tim, thought you were invited, Tim.
I know I wanted to come, but everyone looks bad on you if you abandon your 10-year-old in a house by themselves.
Yes, understand.
Yeah,
them
to go drinking in a bar. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex, that's like stealing, challenging them to that. That's stealing. So at this point, Skagith, I'd love for you to come overseas, man, from Sweden. Anna and myself, Tim,
yes,
we'd love you to come.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that
definitely.
would be awesome, man.
Yep.
In Philly, absolutely. And I'd also, dude, we couldn't. 2 years ago, I had Anna and Christoph in my basement the Thursday night before. We just couldn't get it to work this year because they're flying in and the times didn't work out. But I have a Thursday night game in my house usually before PAX starts even, and so with some special guests, so that would be it. So yeah, well, I don't know if there's UKers, if you got Lord Kalan, you and the Naz and all, but just note this, that I represented the channel and the Greyhawk community there with a resounding victory over all the other streamers and other people that were there, and it was a blast. So with that, yes. So well, thank you. So got a lot. So you like to pick. So that's Lady. She's a streamer. I think you're talking about the one with Lady Lavinius. Yeah. She's a live streamer, and I just opened up. Who does cosplay and Magic the Gathering, and is going to be playing in the game. And she's really nice, really nice person, and friends with Stella, and add someone else into the Greyhawk community. That's what we're attempting to do. So who's really got she's got a lot more followers than I do. I think she's got 11,000 followers. So yeah, she's and she's a great person. So yep, trying to add people in the community however we can, which is a great thing. So Victory, thank you. Thank you so very much. She is awesome, Zombie. She is really awesome. She had a great cosplay outfit on Saturday too, with the big dice rolling. You can see her on her Twitter feed. So did everyone make their save versus Philly? Yes. So far, the masks were on. They had the mask police running around. You had your mask off, and they were you were getting punished. So no one's taking their masks off at the con. Now at the bar, it's a different story. So who knows? But everyone made their save versus Philly. Nothing happened. I don't know of anyone who had any issues, anyone who had any incidents outside. There was plenty of security. It went very, very well. So good question. Nope, nothing. Nothing I'm aware of, Gary. It went exceedingly well. So in synopsis closing, we'll keep on going with the general questions. I would recommend coming next year. I know that they're going to be a lot more. I imagine Paizo will be here next year. I imagine, I think Reaper is planning on coming next year too, because they were planning on coming in 2020 when COVID hit. I have a feeling they'll be here. I know Troller Games will be here. Chuck said he ain't missing this life or death. Chuck,
it's a big one of the big players in the convention circuit.
Yeah,
now. It's PAX Unplugged.
Yeah. So note that Chuck Thursday, when I talked to him before I went live for our game Thursday night, I told him how cool the party I thought was going to be. He's like, dude, I'll just drive up. I'll find a hotel somewhere. I said, don't do that, man. I mean, he really wanted literally to come up, and because he wanted to go to the party, of course, right? So,
yeah, that's not a safe. That's not a.
Yeah, no. So, Balfron, when are we playing Battletech again? So, Balfron, you and Canadian are going to have to beat on me because I'm going to show you what I got coming up this week, and I got 5 streams coming up this week, and the week after that's Christmas. The week after that is hanging out with my kids. I got to figure it out, man. So on that, we're talking about PAX Unplugged.
That was a fun time. That was a fun game.
It was. We're going to continue it too. Nope, it's not PAX East. PAX East is in Boston. So here's the difference. PAX Unplugged has no video game content whatsoever. None. It's all board games, RPGs, wargaming, miniatures. I love it that way, and it's in Philadelphia.
Hence the Unplugged.
Yes.
It's a different crowd.
Yep, it's a different crowd. The PAX East is in Boston. I think it's like 4 to 6 months earlier than that. So, yeah, and it's really cool, and they do a good job with it. And yeah, we'll keep on going back and forth with the comments as I think of them during. Oh yeah, all right. One last one, then questions. This is a true story. Alec can verify this. I think he was there. So the guy, Weeba Stomp, the guy who's taking all these great pictures. Please, I'm saying his verbatim what he said to me. Okay, and I'm not exaggerating. He's the last one. He wanted to wait till everyone had left, and he got me and said, "Jay, I wanted to say something for you. I thought that Chris Perkins was the best DM I ever saw." And he said, the way you handle combat, the way you handle the group, the way you have things flow, I want to commend you. In my opinion, you surpassed even Chris Perkins as the best DM I've ever played in a game for or saw. And I said, wow, that's really an amazing thing. And it really was. It was cool. It was cool to hear that from someone who had played. So yeah. And thanks. Yep, thanks, Alex. Yeah. So, and I was like, wow, man, someone said something that complimentary to me. It was really nice. So, and he's going to keep in touch. We're going to keep in touch. And this is the thing about cons. And Anna's always told me this from day one of streaming. The analogy is, don't go like this, right, Anna?
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
Keep it up, so to speak.
Right.
Yep.
So when
you don't want to have someone who works like crazy and establish and then burn out and then disappear after 9 months or a year. That's boring. Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Of course, Bill hops on at that moment. The kids go whoosh, head. Thanks, Bill. Yeah. So
yeah, but I think it's important to long term. So yeah, community needs long term players, so to speak, DMs.
I was talking to someone this afternoon, and the question came up: is it worth it to run a cons? It's a hassle. And I say this: if you get one, if you're a streamer or if you're someone who's trying to build up a community or audience, if you gain 1 or 2 people from the con, it's worth it. Because we all know how valuable everyone who contributes to the community is. If you find out one person that stays and contributes, it was all worth it. So that's what I say as far as it's a long-term marathon. So no, I'm not going there. These were the comments of one person. I just wanted to say it, so it meant a lot to me that he had said that, and that was fantastic. So. And this is day 1. It's the gentleman in the plaid shirt, the multiple plaid shirt there against the wall. That was who said that comment. Absolutely, no, it's definitely worth it. All right, let's open it up to give Anna and Tim some questions so I can shut up, guys and gals. Please give them questions. I'm going to shut up for a bit and just sit here and bask in my Irish Carbon victory.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
that's a nasty name for a drink.
It is, isn't it, Anna?
Yep.
ICBs. ICBs. Yes.
Irish
Carbon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tim, is that wall real behind you? That's Gary Julian.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's my guess. Yeah.
They're all weird.
Would you like me to pull something off of it?
See, there you go. Mm-hmm.
CGI right there.
Now they don't use Guinness Stout there. Carman, believe it or not, it's flagging that. I gotta deny it, so I'm sorry about that. It's just oh, there we go. Oh, okay, someone else allowed it, so there you go. ICB on me if you can. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, absolutely, Curtis. But I don't know if the contest has to happen in that bar. That's the one caveat. So, yep. If you're,
I don't have a wall of tongues. So
no, that'd be awesome though.
That would. I was trying to figure out how to actually carve it for a miniature, how to have a shield of tongues.
You have to have latex tongues so they kind of.
Oh, I mean, making a cosplay shield would be good. Yeah, I need an engineer with some actuators and some rubber.
Latex and some
prosthetic tongues that you can buy just for whatever are pretty expensive. It's like
but you could probably do some monstrous things in latex.
I just have to do a cast of my tongue because I mean it's pretty big. I can stick it out really far.
So that's funny. Yeah, there's no wall of tongues in Tim's basement. That's the answer to the first question. Yep. I never do cons in Europe.
No, and we were in Norway and played a couple of times, and I've been to Denmark and played, but otherwise I've stayed in Sweden. But I played in several conventions in Sweden and participated in probably half a dozen or so, because I was part owner of a game store for quite a bit of years. So we were part of organized. We had booths and sometimes and we organized the local little regional con and stuff. But the problem is when you go to other conventions in Europe, there's language barriers, meaning I don't speak German that well, and I don't speak French or Spanish or Italian well enough to participate in the game. So that becomes, of course, that you can run them in English or play in English, but I guess cons are kind of local and regional, not the huge ones. There are exceptions like Spiel in Germany, for instance, and what is it, like the Dragon Foot or whatever it's called in Dragon Meat, I think in England, and a few others. So, but there is Spiel in Germany is huge, but it's more board games than role playing games. But it's big in role playing games too. I've never been to Spiel, but that was something I would like to go. It's the same size as Gen Con. So it's one of the biggest game conventions in the world. I think they compete with Gen Con to be the biggest.
Cool. Nice one. All right. So
it's in Essen. Yeah. Spiel is in Essen in Germany. Yep.
Goat's got the answer to thank you, Lando. Beyond Damage Dice 1 and 2 for extra weapons. So Gary Julian linked some Halloween Horrific Realistic. If I had it linked, I'd show everyone the mongrels, the tongue that Tim has from the mongrels vid he did, but I don't have it linked into this one.
My video?
Yes, your video. Yes, but that's okay. I got had to get a better video in the video section that I have set up. All right, so Tim can work on some molds from Bill.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm trying to see whatever questions I missed. Cons are so
I
much
think it'd be better to buy a cow's tongue or maybe a goat's tongue or some other animal that's, in there. And then that way you can get it out from the roots and it can be really big. Like you've yanked it out really far down.
I don't think a real tongue.
You can get real tongue. And,
yeah. There's food
any butcher
from it, so,
you can order them from. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can do a casting of that, and then we can make some latex tongues.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Pat 66 says, this is one I missed. If you were to run a non-D&D game, what setting would you choose? Non-D&D. Mine's easy. I like BattleTech, and I streamed it. So BattleTech for me. Number 2 is Aftermath. Maybe Traveler. But I'm afraid if I ran a Traveler game, Josh Whedon would steal it and then do a TV show on it.
I was just going to say, you played Traveler quite a bit back in the day? I
liked it. I thought it was cool. So
yeah, we did for a little bit back in the day too.
What do you think there, Tim and Anna, on non-D&D playing game systems?
What, meaning completely different genres, or
yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, I played a little bit sci-fi. We played Traveler quite a bit back in the day, so to speak. We played some Twilight 2000 back in the, but that was kind of boring in some ways. It was I really liked the game system, but it was too close to work because that was when I did basic training in the military, and I had enough of freezing my butt off trying to figure out all that stuff. So I was kind of, no, this feels like work. I don't want to do that in my free time. So we skipped it. And then there was some other kind of post-war kind of aftermath, like various kind of sci-fi kind of Holocaust kind of thing, or kind of after the catastrophe kind of thing. And I'm kind of, nah, that's not really my genre. I want to have that in fantasy maybe, but I don't want to have these kind of post-apocalyptic kind of, I'm not super fan of them, so to speak, but they were very popular in a while. There were several Swedish ones being made in that way. And then I tried to play Cult once. That's a Swedish role-playing game, a horror one that was made into, it came out in the US many years later. So I played the original Swedish version of it, and it's kind of, it's creepy. Let's say that, so to speak. So
children shouldn't play with dead things.
Exactly, and also the card thing wasn't invented back then, and we could probably have needed it. So that was kind of the thing. And then I played one game system that really kind of intrigued me, was Fate, because Fate worked so differently from D&D and what we used to with classes and hit points and stuff like that. Fate is a completely different idea. It's very story based, and in some ways I really would love to see how Fate would play in a fantasy game, and that will be interesting, so to speak. So that's something, but don't think I really want to. I'm probably too much of a D&D player, and Fate is too far away from D&D for me to really feel at home. But I must say I was very intrigued running or playing in a Fate game. I've done that like 4 or 5 times now, and I must say it's kind of cool in some ways. It's so simple, and it's completely different from D&D in almost every respect.
Awesome.
Cool.
Tim?
All right, so fantasy genre, I'm going Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, 2nd edition hard.
Pramus is one.
That's where the critical hits are related to. If we're going post-apocalyptic near term, I'm going Aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have the Aftermath magic and technology, so I can push that bad boy fantasy using the same game system, or far future. But if we're generally going to do far future, Gamma World. And now I've been fully loaded with Metamorphosis Alpha stuff too, but I haven't ever run that, but have that.
Jim Ward would love you for it.
Yeah, I it's like Gamma World on a ship, really. That's what it is.
Well, speaking of that, we're giving away a Starship Warden tonight. Digital copy, 650 plus pages, along with
it is all those pages. I can tell you that.
So we're giving that away, along with your choice of a couple digital options of reprints, courtesy of Canadian Ancient Gamer Patrick. So
if I go horror, Call of Cthulhu.
Wow, that's second.
If someone wants to run a 1920s, I'd love to dust off Father Fergus Phileas McPherson. Go out and find those damnable cultists. Anyway.
Very, very cool. Great question.
Yeah.
All righty. So let's see. I know a lot of people saying what they would play. I don't know if Gallant Night Games. I don't think I missed one here. Oh, what was the worst game event you played at a con? So Armin had an issue right off when we did Gary Con with 2 players. He says that. I haven't had. This is crazy, but I haven't had.
I've had one really bad at a convention, and it was a small local con we had here in Southern California, and it was Pathfinder organized play, and the DM he basically wanted to kill all the characters. Period. He was just after. It was not about and the funny thing was that we read the adventure afterwards, so we realized that this is so what happened was he basically just went after to find our weaknesses and just systematically wipe us out, and so after like 1 hour or 45 minutes or something, we just said no, we had enough. We just stood up and walked away from the table, all of us, and we didn't know each other. Wow. We were just strangers, and we all looked at each other and said, "Oh, we had enough of this crap," and we just stood up and walked away. That was it.
How lame of a person do you have to be to get your thrills out of bullying people when you have the total power of the whole world anyway? Because you're running the game.
And he should have realized that the DM should have realized fairly quickly that all of us were experienced players, meaning we've been DM running games and stuff. So we were not newbies to be easily bullied, meaning we knew the rules and we could figure out that no, that's not how it's written, so to speak.
So
and when we read the adventure,
he was forced to.
Yeah. Yep. So that was probably my worst experience, so to speak, and it was kind of bad. So we told him afterwards, and we told the organizers that you should probably not have him on the DM circuit. He should probably run his own games and not for other players. Yeah.
Gotcha on that question. Tim, any bad experiences?
No, I think the more you do, the more you're going to have a bad one. And until we started doing virtuals, I only have so many vacation days and I haven't traveled that many or played in that many. So, yeah. I mean, I did like a little teeny local one when I was in Hawaii way back in early 90s. And the guy ran a shadow run. He did great. And the few interactions I've had, very limited couple with the Greyhawk Con virtual and the Gary Con, they all seemed good. Yeah. And I only ran them. I didn't play in anybody else's. So. So excellent. I don't think I have much of a say because it's so minimal.
So note everyone, we have 5 animated emotes. We're adding emotes more. If you have an idea for an emote, let me know. I have so many slots to fill. Last one
I have some necromantic spell ideas and some critical ideas, Jay.
Okay.
We'll have to talk offline.
All right, that's good. Because we need to fill spots. Last one I did was in the regulars was Tom's Head, which is Tom likes to fumble all the time or whatever. Instead of let's get ready to fumble instead of let's get ready to rumble. So I don't know. It would be cool, Grendel, but I don't know if you'd be able to see it because they're so small.
How many pixels are there? Like 32 pixels or 16 or something?
It would be very, very small on those.
Yeah, we can make a little
figure head cut off.
So Zombie Fighter 89 is there a character you fell in love with to where you always play them when you get the chance? All right, here come some of mine. Now, Gazumba, of course, the channel's named after him, right? Tim would DM for a lot for Gazumba back in the 80s, especially in the original Dark Tower, Wizard of Id, Fortress Elendar. Some games.
Gazumba was a really nice guy, actually.
Some games I'll never forget. Wonderful, wonderful adventures. In other ones, Andrea Winchester, I always loved her because she was a bit of a bully. The female version of Andrea Winchester in Tim's game, Derviliatadius, but she's a cavalier now, not a paladin anymore.
She's like Swayze in Roadhouse.
Exactly.
Be nice
until it's time to not be nice. And I love an NPC everyone hates to watch or is an anti-hero that roots for him. So Fritz, Winchester, Michael Baton, Gilthanus Markham, they're really, really ones that are despised by everyone. I love playing them. So there you go. So Tim, Anna, you got any that you love to play all the time?
Yeah, I had one that I was surprised me. One of my friends ran a Pathfinder campaign, and I decided to be hardcore. So I rolled all the stat abilities, the stats 3d6 straight. So I rolled strength and whatever, and charisma was the highest. And Brian, he just said that well, you should play gnome sorcerer with those stats. And I did, and I never played a gnome before, and I never played a sorcerer, and it was awesome. That's actually the only character we played for like 2 years. We had like almost weekly online game, and played for like 2 years, and ran a couple of adventure paths, and played her up to 20th level, and it was a lot of fun. And I tweaked her a little bit. She was a spear specialist sorcerer with a dragon. She wanted to be a dragon, so she became a silver dragon at the end. She could turn into a silver dragon. That was what she was. She was a fallen paladin in a way that she wanted to be a paladin, but she was not big and strong enough. So she always urged, and she made spear versions of spells and stuff. So she had a spear. That was the first thing she got. So that was a lot of fun. I never thought a gnome sorcerer would be so much fun to play, but that was a great character. Inna, that was a lot of fun. Unsuspecting a lot of fun, and she was a lot of character because she was so mediocre in the beginning. She had several bad stats, and she was kind of more hilarious than effective. But once she got up in level, and she was like level 15, she had so many cool spells, and she had compensated for her bad ability rolls to begin with, so to speak. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That is very awesome, Anna. Good one.
Yeah.
Very good one. Tim?
Well, but it depends on the mood, I suppose. But I always have fun playing Leuven.
Leuven Lightfingered.
Leuven the Light-Fingered, 18th level halfling thief.
Always one level ahead of Sam, Alan's halfling thief, no matter what happens.
That's not
I
really
love that
fair,
name. It's
but
awesome. Yeah.
he was even good at 17th level. So I enjoy that. I enjoy fencing. Those are the old originals.
Yeah, the Adventure of Hawking gets them all the time. Back in the day.
He's 16th level wizard.
Yep. And an adventure with fencing in Leuven. The very first time she played, when she got married.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And then when I feel like just really shaking it up, I do like playing Fang.
Yes.
Because he's got 6 intelligence.
It went up. He used to have
he's
5.
Like your Conan Barbarian.
He took an egg of reason and raised it to 6, if I recall.
Yeah. 6 intelligence. So he has an animal smarter than him, but
yes,
he's been very successful, and I play him viscerally, and it's always worked out really good.
It's cool. Yep. But if Tim's able to play Thursday night, we'll see Sir Reginald Rathmore, David Errol, Champion IV, Defender of the Faith, and I'm sure the Unrighteous.
The longest name on any character I know.
Longest character name in the history, hopefully, of
D&D. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yes. So another great question from Pat here. What was the best scene a player had in a con game you remember? I remember this distinctly. So this is in 2018, the second game I ran at PAX Unplugged, the first time I ever ran a con. There was a kid. He probably was like 18 to 20, and he was playing Fritz, but he wasn't playing Fritz as a character neutral. He was playing, and this was a different adventure. This was well before Holes was even made. He played him tactically and took in a swamp area, took a bunch of twigs and stuff as things were coming. It was hidden, and made out a dead trap to like trip them all with his set traps ability. I'm thinking to myself, here's a kid who's never played in the game, young guy. He looks on his sheet and he sees he has all these thief abilities, and he immediately goes to the set training and tries to do something. I was like, that was really smart and cool. So that's what I remember from a really out of the box idea that came up with someone. Either of you have any of those where you're like, wow, that was pretty interesting from a player?
I haven't run that many games that I can remember from that sense, but we had one when we, as a gaming group, had a lot of fun when one DM let us buff our quite a long time, so to speak, because we skipped the bit, and he held true to the adventure. So that meant that in game we had some hours so we could buff. So we buffed ourselves up the wazoo, and was one of these high level.
Gotcha.
We were 12th level, and then when the giants came, we were so prepped that we wiped them out before they even reached us, and that was kind of funny. Yeah.
Tim, anything from any of those experiences?
It's my son's playing with a light. My son's right here.
Yeah. Yes. Tell him that if he keeps on playing with that, his auto.
I did. I just said don't play with a light, and then he flicked it on and off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
The question was about con games.
Yeah, I mean, someone did that was like, wow, that was really a good move, or that you remembered.
All right. Well, I only have like a couple to choose from, but I actually liked when a Dark Hand headhunt. They were at the Stone Circle waiting for the senior leaders to show up. And Will had Rattlebones go lay in the water right by the reeds and just stay there. And he let the fight develop. And then I was like, ooh. And it turned out to be like he was, used that one dazzling javelin that would dazzle people in it when they're blinded. So he blinded the two head guys, and then they all closed on him. And that was a good finishing for those two. That's one of those from a con that I can recall.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, another one. All right, I'll go with another one. Does it count if we're doing the St. Jude's thing? Is that count?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
When I had the Underdark, when I had him in the 10-foot by 10-foot corridor with two juggernauts coming towards him, John, Blue Box John, had a dwarf. And he knocked a door open, and it was a door opened into a sinkhole where he could have fallen. And when the Juggernaut was coming, he grabbed the doorknob and swung out on the door and swung out. So the Juggernaut went right by him.
Yes.
That was like I thought was really good thinking right there on the fly. I thought I was going to squish someone, but no, he ruined it. That was good.
Yep. Two Juggernauts is nothing. I had one when I fought a witch and Zor. And it was Hawk, Gazamba, Fencing, and Leuven, and there were 6 Juggernauts in the room. And trust me, the walls.
Jay, you met her in her lair. What do you expect?
Walls of force were up everywhere to stop those things. Just the wall force them off. All right, so first question, I'm going to do goats second, but Pat asked, what is the most epic character death in the game you ran or played in? There were many, and everyone says I don't kill characters off enough, but it's just the way it is. Characters have died, hundreds of them, in the game for 42 years. But I remember Marco had Swain. Now, Swain has been brought back and died multiple times. They were in a fight at the end, and they were probably going to lose. And Swain had died again. Was still alive, but Mark took a Staff of Power and Retributive striked it. Swain, right there.
Oh.
Yes. Boom! Retributive striked it, killed himself. Took out the bad guys that were remaining with the Retributive strike and sacrificed himself to save the rest of the party, who were all out. The ones that were alive still were out of the area effect. So that's one of the ones that I remember. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. Now, either of you have a memorable death?
I have a memorable death from your game.
Yeah, which?
It was when Floorman died. How many die? And there was like 16 over.
Oh, yeah.
And they
this
all
is Monty
overlapped their cones of cold.
Yeah,
and he was right in the middle.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was Monty Hall era. That was like.
Well, I mean, it was okay. He was a can. It was a high level adventure, so I made him up high level. So it wasn't like it was. But that one right there, that's a lot of cones of cold.
Yeah. Yep. And any memorable deaths?
Well, we had one of the best Pathfinder organized play adventures I've ever played. We had so much fun was that we nearly TPK'd 3 times, and then my character actually died in the last encounter from poison. Afterwards, we were done, so to speak. So she died from the poison after the combat was done, but that was one of the most fun we had. We almost died in a burning warehouse, and we got it was so many. We had almost 3 TPKs that were that close, so to speak. One character managed to drag the other ones out, or to use some healing potion or something eventually, so to speak. And so it was a lot of fun. So I must say that was probably the best Pathfinder organized play adventure I ever played in. And my character died, but it was still a fantastic experience.
That's a good question there.
I got another one. Where I killed the whole party almost, except for 2 characters. With a phantasmal force.
Yes.
Several phantasmal force dragons breathing, and they failed their saves.
87. Mm-hmm. We had just finished Temple of Elemental Evil, and Tim's running his Knights of the Eastern Sun, which is in the area of Sundi, the Iron League area. And Gazumba and Fensick are the only 2 that are up after that round. The rest of the party's all dead. All of them. That's it. 2 characters are left up. That was
from a phantasmal force.
Yeah.
Because they believed it.
Yep.
If they thought, I don't know why you would think I would really do that as a DM and do that to you. That should have been a clue.
Yeah, I know, but it's Tim. That was nasty, man. And I even remember the year and where we were. We were in Virginia. We're visiting Mark. I remember it all, man. 87. What it was, and that was we'd finished Temple Elemental Evil the first time we had run it. So Goats has a question here, and then what I'm going to do after that, I'm going to do Captain Ron. So here's Goats. Goats' question is: any advice, tips for a first-time con goer? Don't have one in mind in case they go in the future. Some. Number 1, you're not going to be able to get to everything. Okay, so pick and choose what you think you're interested in.
Leave a lot of time open.
Yes.
Because there is always things you want to see. You want to go around talking to people and stuff like that. So I book as little as possible at conventions. My problem is that most conventions I go to, I work in booths like for 5-6 hours a day or something like that. But so I try to make a few and just go with the flow, the rest, so to speak. And so that's the thing. But for me, I rarely go to conventions to game. I go to conventions to socialize with friends. That's what I love to do at conventions. So because everybody I know in the RPG hobby and industry and stuff are there, so I want to talk to them more than game. Game I can do other times, but the socializing is what I really want to do at conventions.
Social aspect of this weekend was, as you can see from the pictures, was wonderful.
Yep.
And that was Patrick, what a feeder line that was. Have you ever considered running your own mini-con? Yeah, for the last 2 years, right? So, and third year coming first weekend in October, Greyhawk Con 3.
Yeah.
First weekend of October 20, I think it's September 30th, October 1st, October 2nd, 2022. Thank you for that, leader. So,
is there a theme?
Well, I don't know for the con yet. It's too far out. I got to start working on the St. Jude's fundraiser well before that.
Yeah,
it's all a thing.
It felt like it's only a couple of weeks since we
so,
had it.
Oh man, I got whatever when I run when I run it per con or
thanks, Patrick.
I got it planned already.
So Goats, get advice like you are now. Don't overbook yourself. Make sure you figure out, talk to people on where the social aspect is of the con. You want to be able to meet up with people at bars, clubs, or wherever they're eating. You should just want to sit down and talk to people.
Yeah, and a lot of cons, especially the big ones like Gen Con, PAX and stuff, they have an exhibit hall that is so big that it takes a whole day just to see everything in the hall, especially Gen Con. If you want to see the whole exhibit hall and just see the convention and see all the major areas and stuff and just exhibit hall, that's one day. That's like 10 hours of work just to get a good view, because the exhibit hall is like a square mile. So it takes hours and hours just to go around to get
I suggest going to Gen Con first.
Exactly. Don't go to Gen Con as your first
you have a big
con.
group or whatever.
Yeah.
I would suggest going to a small con. There's a
but
lot of
Gen
cons
Con,
around you.
Yeah, but Gen Con is one thing I think every role player should go to Gen Con at least once in his or her life, because it is an experience. And go to Gen Con and then walk around one day, just realize, because it's like a couple of miles from one end of the convention to the other, and it takes like an hour to walk it when there's people and stuff around, and there's so many cool things you want to see. And a lot of big cons, they have things like they have the costume contest, and they have all sorts of cool things like that. You have the what is called the real dungeon, where you actually walk through a dungeon and do contests and stuff like that Alex Cameron runs from Gamehole Con and stuff. So you have so many weird kind of cool things you can do apart from sitting and doing games themselves. And seminars, I think, is one of the highlights for me for conventions, to go to seminars, because then you get a chance to talk to people who make the games and to do fun stuff and hear their things, and also to learn from them. And it's awesome. You can go and Ed Greenwood have seminars. All sorts of people have seminars. Even I have seminars occasionally. So yeah.
Tim hasn't been to one in person, so we don't have to, right? No,
yeah.
So
yeah,
it's tough. I mean,
that's what's good about the remote one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I remember somebody. I don't remember who, but I remember somebody saying, "I've played more." I think maybe it was one of the very first one, or maybe it was the first Greyhawk Con. They were like, "I've played in more games than I've ever been able to play in at an actual con."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing, don't wear new shoes when you go to a convention.
No,
make sure you have
sneakers,
comfortable ones that you've worn. So make sure your shoes and socks should be well worn in, so to speak, broken in, and so you're used to them, and have a spare one, so to speak.
If you're going to drink heavily, pre-hydrate.
Yeah. Or yes, I was drinking a lot of ice water too on that.
Yeah, because you will walk more at a convention. If you're not someone who exercises regularly heavily, you will walk more at the convention and stand around more than you will normally ever do. So yeah.
Captain Ron asks a funny question, and I'm going to answer this straight out. He goes, for players, what's the most ridiculous item you added to your character sheet when the DM says, I don't count encumbrances. If it's on your sheet, you have it. That's why I provide pre-done characters all the time. I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff at a con, man. So I don't, because, I can imagine all sorts of craziness then, but my sheets are all pre-generated. Pre-generated there, so that we don't have that.
And also expect that if you play a game at a convention, it can be noisy. There can be other people around and stuff like that. You have to accept things like that at times. Yeah, it's like doing in any game store in that way.
Here comes the big picture question of life, Pat 66. Where do you all picture yourself in 10 years in relation to the hobby? Deep question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this, and a lot of you have heard me say this before. I turned 55 in March, and I'm done my job at 62 unless something drastic happens. I'm out in 7 years. I'm done. So that will be well within that time frame. But it took 3.5 years to get to this partner status. Let's see what happens year to year at this point. And in 10 years, hopefully, we'll be doing this. I'm not saying I'm turning this into a full-time job, but it's a beloved hobby. We're going to have some fun with it. And, there's some things in the works, some publishing things in the works, maybe already. And there's cons in the works, right? So we got some great stuff going on, but I don't know if I can think that far ahead in my life, but maybe in a couple, another 3.5 years, we'll be in a good position. I got a meeting with a very important VIP from a big company coming up in January. So there's some stuff going on now as we speak. So anyone else want to tackle that?
I guess I can do, because I'm already kind of semi-retired into this, so to speak. So I'm already working it, and I will continue. But I think that what's different in 10 years is that my emphasis in 10 years will probably be two things. One, to develop tools for others to use. That's one thing that I will probably do in 10 years that I don't do today. And secondly, I will inspire others to do things rather than do it myself. I bet that those two will be. Of course, I will do maps, but I don't think that will be the main thing the same way it is today. I will probably more provide tools and provide resources for others to use, because I think that I want to participate in developing tools for others to use. That's one thing I really want to get into. And I also think that the general graphics tools will be so damn good in 10 years that it's more about guiding. I think anyone who has the inspiration and inclination and learn a little bit can do some really cool stuff without having to spend thousands of hours figuring it out. If you spend a few hundred hours, you can probably do what I do today. You can probably do even better than I do today, if just investing a few hundred hours. So I think the mainstay of what I do will be to teach others, inspire others, and guide others into doing it, so to speak. So to get DMs, I think that will be, and then literally provide a lot of those tools and stuff for others to use. I think that will probably be the mainstay in 10 years, rather than doing the maps themselves.
Cool. Tim?
I think that will be the big difference for me. Maybe more world building. Yeah, I don't know.
Tim will have more weapons on the wall.
Well, I 10 years, I definitely I have a plans to publish something.
Good.
I also plan on, once I finish Josh's tongue tool, which is I'm in the final painting phase, I plan on making a metal one.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. I probably will not make it super sharp, but I'll make a metal tongue tool. And then I have a number of blade work projects I'm working on. And one armoring project would like to finish. And I think that's enough. Oh, and a crossbow. I want to make a steel bow crossbow. So I have the makings for it. I just have to do it. So that's my 10-year plan. It's not really a plan. It's just a list.
So Pat's really throwing out some really deep questions here, and this one's good. What is the one gaming weakness you want to improve or remove? All right, so mine is mine's my indignation when people argue with me about rules. That drives me insane. I got to work on that because I go off the deep end sometimes, as you may have seen on stream.
Well, when you corrected Luke.
Well, yeah,
right
that
off
one,
the bat, that
one will live in infamy. But I'm talking about, I got a couple. Sometimes, that bothers me, and I got to. The second one is that I tend to jump to preconceived notions about individuals that I don't know well enough, and maybe I shouldn't do that as much. But I do that a lot, just by noticing what they post on social media a lot, and maybe I shouldn't do that. So there's two. So
for me, Tim, do you want to go first? Sorry.
Well, I want to hear the question again.
Gaming weakness you want to improve or remove?
All right, you go, Anna.
Okay, yeah. So for me is that I want to be able to switch off my sandbox mode for more convention online play and stuff, and then switch it on for my kind of home game stuff. I want I'm too deep stuck into the sandbox. See, not for my home games. I really like that, but I want to be able to switch it off and do more kind of normal style D&D games for conventions and other more kind of time constrained games and one shots and stuff. So I think that's one thing that I want to change.
Yeah, Pat, don't be sorry for asking these hard questions.
No, it's good. It's perfect.
It's good. No problem answering them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So. There was probably a bunch of others, but that's the one that pops out first for me that I want to tackle, so to speak.
Yeah. Tim's got to think because Tim doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know one thing I want Tim. So I always tell the story back. I don't know what year it was.
You going all the way back to the long combat round?
Yeah. So we're playing a massive game. He has 6 Knights of the Eastern Sun, all on gem dragons, 6 gem dragons in one fight. Alan leaves for church because it was a silent church. He had to go to. Leaves. He comes back from church. We're finishing that round up. Do you remember that? No, you're gonna say it was 2 rounds.
I remember you telling that story over and over again. But remember, a good story only needs to be 10% true. So that's fine. I believe that in that area, I have made vast improvements.
Yes, you have.
As far as
you have, absolutely. I just like telling that story.
So I was just thinking of whenever I ask for feedback, I don't really get a lot of extra feedback from people about what I need to fix or do better at.
They're afraid of you. I'm just
kidding. They are not afraid of me. I would like to. There's various ways to organize things and tabulate things. Jay's very good at keeping all his little data in a certain way. It's very consistent. I'm not that consistent. So for me, my personal thing is I'd like to be better at doing that.
Look, Will says you're perfect and have no motive. I mean, he may have a motive for saying that.
Will say that?
Yeah, he
That's
just said
500
that.
experience points right there.
Exactly. and then oh yeah, absolutely, Pat. It's a great question, and we're not. I'm by no means perfect. You know, even though that someone elevated me to Chris Perkins level in a discussion over the weekend, I'm not no means a perfect person. And then Gary said Tim needs to stop offering his players the option to take no damage if he can punch them in real life in the arm. You do not want Tim punching you in the arm.
Oh, I would like. No, I wouldn't do the arm anyway. It has to be the stomach.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you don't want to. You could kill someone.
Well, it won't hurt my hand as much.
Oh. Twice religion. Yes. Tim C. Mage. We're gonna play test it. I guess so I think this is where it's gonna get play tested, Troy. I'll probably play test it right here.
Luckily, I'll have read the module before that.
Well, that's okay. I don't think you'll have a problem. You know, this is. I think I'm gonna play test it.
I won't read it. I'm gonna look at it, but I'm not gonna read it.
Yeah. So I know there was one other question in here. It was a great question, Pat. I really appreciate it. Someone else. So how many younger players or old timers getting into playing? So this is a big point of the cons. As you see the picture I have with, I think his name was Silver, was this gentleman's name, his kid's name right here, who played in my game on Friday, and he had a great time. He's like, man, I would have never thought I'd have a good time playing old school 1E 2E, and for me that's the issue. So that's why I'm running all these Saturday night specials and bringing in other streamers, so everyone thinks, hey, this is pretty cool. But we need to do the whole thing for Greyhawk. So.
I do think that the game system is secondary to the aesthetic of the game, and then how it's run and the players. So
true, and that's why Legends and Lore Wednesday night is Phoenixy. Legends and Lore Wednesday night is Greyhawk Rules Edition and Play Styles. This is not an edition war, okay? It's going to be myself, Anna, and Mike, along with special guests William Henry Dvorak and Rob Phantom and Jay. Rob will do Castles and Crusades. Henry's Will's going to do his stuff. Will's going to share with his Paladins for 5e Greyhawk, and we're going to talk about styles, and we're going to talk about how it's a little different, but it's all good.
Systems and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
first edition is the best, and I will die on that.
Well, yeah. It is. So Phoenixy, so I apologize, I don't have a shout out for you, Phoenixy, but if you all could go follow, and if you're looking for something like early East Coast time US in the morning on, like, especially a Friday, because Phoenixy's in Japan DMing, so it's perfect. So like I'm working on my home office Friday, he's on, so it's a great time. So to check him out there. So thank you so very much for that sub. That was another good question. So if you had one module to choose for a new DM first game, what would you recommend? Well, I would say Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
Hamlet would be it, because then you could sandbox it. You could do, you could just run it linearly. It doesn't, I think Hamlet would be my suggestion.
Against the Cult of the Reptile God is another
That's tough because of the underhanded thing with all the cultists. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's a bit tougher. Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah.
Solmar, the original U1, which is one of the options to give away on the giveaways tonight, is not bad.
That's not bad. I ran that for my daughter.
Keeping the Borderlands 2, well, that's a good one too. Yeah. Which one did you say?
My daughter had 2 pixies.
Yeah, they've met Pocket Stinkle already on stream.
Yeah, yes, but when they were low level. went through there.
Yeah.
I also like the Veiled Society. I know it's a basic or whatever that is. That was a fun one to run.
I don't think that's for a beginner DM. 3 different factions. That's tough.
A beginner DM or a beginning group?
Beginner DM to DM. Yeah, I say
right,
Hamlet or Shaman.
That might be a little bit.
Hamlet or U1, I think, are the 2 published from the old school. Yeah. Pixies, 2 Pixies, yes. Pocket Stinkle, and I actually even have pictures of them. I have artwork of them.
Holly Winkle and Pocket Stinkle.
Yes. And
they did have some NPCs that were unique also.
Yeah. Saltmarsh is a great series, Will. I think, like I said, the base U1 would be a good one. All right, so we got some new people here, and we are going to crank it in here in a second, and we're going to do the giveaways. We'll do the shout outs. So I guess we'll just go from here, and we're going to do this. I'm going to one more time. One last time. I won't run. No, I'm not going to run it every week, but here we go. One last time. The challenge.
Yeah! Oh!
Yeah! There we go.
Second. Not last.
There we go.
Second. Yes.
1.1 seconds.
That's not a good time. What does the champion say?
The champion says
It's a short time.
28 years at Kavanaugh's Head House and Dickens Inn and Dark Horse. Yes,
good
thank
sign.
you very much.
Good job.
1.1 seconds. Irish Carpet down. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, there we go. For those that just hopped on. So, thanks for hanging out with us as I shared my experiences for this weekend at PAX Unplugged. I'm so glad. Oh, well,
Troy.
you have to be at PAX Unplugged next year, there, Troy, and then we'll see, right? I'm undefeated in 28 years, man. I'd love to do that. The ICB challenge.
How much beer is it?
What's that?
How much beer is it? How many ounces?
That's 3/4 of a pint of Guinness with a half of it. The shot is half Bailey's, half Jameson dropped in it when it foams it up. So, yeah, you probably could. You probably could, man. I could. I'm not saying
I think
I'm
I'll
the
just
best in
do
the
a hard
world.
liquor drink.
But it's a fun drink to, fun drink to yeah, no, Mikey, that's it. That was the highlight of the party that we had for the Twitch partner celebration I had Friday night at Kavanaugh's Head House in Philly during PAX Unplugged. So just wanted to share that again. So yep, very, very cool. All right, so thanks for hanging. Let's get through some shout outs real quick, and then we will we'll do the giveaways, and then we'll raid into someone. And so first things first, Tim, what's going on?
Oh, January 8th.
Oh, yes. I need to start
The
putting shout-outs up.
dogs will be unleashed.
The underdogs will be back. Saturday morning, what time? 9 a.m.? 10 a.m.?
That sounds good.
9 a.m. Saturday morning. January 8th, the underdogs return.
The underdogs.
My gosh, just stop fiddling. I'm playing with it. That's what it means.
Wilderness of Pain 2.
There you go.
And with regards to listening to your players, I gave them 3 basic options. Only a couple have answered, so I might just take their advice or just do what I want.
Okay. Very, very cool. So the ever mysterious Tim will be DMing on this channel Saturday morning, January 8th. There you go.
I also have been weaving in Dark Hand characters into the underdogs, which they may or may not be aware of. So
that is an awesome thing.
That's fun
too.
for me anyway.
Awesome. So
the next Dark Hand one is not yet scheduled.
We gotta try and find dates for everyone that can do that. But he won't be doing them on cons anymore. That way he doesn't feel pressure to get them in, and then it'll have more of a natural flow to it. So that'll be a good thing, definitely. And note, there's a high likelihood chance Tim will be playing Thursday night in our one-shot game, which I'll talk about in a second. So order if you look, but just because of got people hopping in and out now because the holidays are coming. But we're going to keep streams going. Here comes Gargaman. Good deal, man. Good to see you. So Anna, what's going?
Jay, if I play, is it possible my daughter can play as well?
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
She comes back tomorrow.
So Pocket Stinkle's back?
My daughter will be back. I haven't talked to her about gaming yet, so we'll see.
Tell her she gets to play with Anna.
Yeah, that's true.
Anna and Mike Disney. Yeah, it'd be cool. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That'd be awesome. Yes, definitely 100%. So
and we will play from here.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, for the reasons I told you about.
Yes, not a problem. I'll have Alan and Walt here, and Tom's 50-50. So cool.
All right.
Anna, what's up?
Okay, I just posted a couple of days ago the second preview of the expanded map with Non-Dnd. The first one that is actually the whole map, so to speak. I haven't changed any of the labels and stuff yet, but it is a good preview of the terrain, and it was basically a test to see if Photoshop and Illustrator was actually up to the job of handling the whole map in one go, and to my surprise, it worked. So at least we can make it work, so to speak. So there will be a full version of the maps for people that want to digest really
Very
big
cool.
maps. Yeah, so that is coming, and the terrain is like 95% done. So I have one more work over to do. Then it's time to dig into the updating all the labels and symbols and some heraldry and all that stuff. There is 320 map update notes waiting to go through. So there will be a bunch of updates. Not all of them will actually be updates. Some of them might be false alarms or something like that. Some of them are small, like fixing a typo. Some of them are much bigger. And some of them are terrain related. So I've already done some of them, but there will be up towards 300 changes, and plus Non-Dnd and other additions to the maps. But these are changes, 300. So that is coming on that front. And the next, and I also had a great meeting with the virtual meeting. We talked on Discord with Dwayne Costa. He's going to help me on the index and stuff. We might want to have some more help on the index and stuff. And I posted in the last Patreon update, there was also a test page of the map of the atlas. So it will be 11 by 17 inch this year. And it will not be a map that spans 2 pages, because this way I can do Photoshop PDFs that are layered and stuff. So I thought that would be a better thing to pursue. So it will be back to the first versions of the Flanny's map was A4, like the European letter sized, and PDF and JPEG. So this will be back, but I'm going to do 11 by 17 because most people can actually print 11 by 17s on their inkjets, or it's not that expensive, and almost every print shop can do 11 by 17s in high quality without breaking the bank, so to speak. It's not that costly. So that, but you had to prep. This will be 130 pages of something like that, map pages, or something in that order. 100, yeah, probably maybe between 100 and 150 and then I'm even taking away a few ocean ones, the ones that don't have no land on them. We will skip them for this one. So that is coming in work.
You know they have no land.
Yep. Well, yeah, and I also have to make a shout out to the Flanders Geographical Society, all the awesome people that come on and do some cool stuff. There is the dehexification of the Darlene map project that it's going on, and several others. One guy, hang on a second here. I forgot the name now. So let's see here. He's doing a climate simulation of Greyhawk that is more detailed. He's running his local supercomputer at home. So it's kind of super cool. Varek Bostrom, and it's kind of cool. So I'm really stoked to see what he comes up with. and see how close to, meaning how wrong we all were, including Gary, who made the world the way we did it, so to speak. So that will be a very interesting thing to see what comes out of that one. And,
well, they can't really predict the weather for 2 weeks straight. So
exactly.
really,
And that's
how
the
good can
thing.
it be?
Yeah. Yeah. And if the world don't exist, you can never really go wrong, so to speak. So
Right.
that's the interesting thing. But that's a good thing with fantasy cartography. No one can tell you that, oh, the world doesn't look like that. So that's the good part, so to speak. And there is a new batch of heraldry coming. Maybe not that many right away, but it will be the best one by far. I've done some really cool ones that will, yeah, they really look cool. They blew my mind too when I did them. There's some awesome looking ones in there. That there's some of them that was so boring to begin with, and I thought, how the heck should I be able to do something cool with these? And they turned out really good. Who knew that the Non-Dnd dwarfs of the Cairn hills, their shield, for instance, that has looks like a little Irish thing with a harp and stuff. And I thought, what should I do with this one? And it turned out really well. So there's some cool ones in there that got a good upgrade. There's some ones from Pomarsh, the various humanoid shields from the humanoid clans and tribes and stuff, that the orcs and the hobgoblins and stuff, and I really like to do them. So I've gone on a few limbs here, but I think some of them are really good. So I'm stoked to show them off. That will come in a day or so. I'll probably have a chance to do a couple more, so there will be at least like 15 or so coming in the next. There's also a bunch of Great Kingdom ones, so to speak, coming now, and they look good too. So a bunch of them there. So yep.
I'm trying to learn everyone how to do it, but it's not easy yet for me. It's
a little bit. You have to know the basic functionality well in Photoshop in order to do it effectively. You can doodle all day, but if you know, I'm starting to get professional level in Photoshopping, so I'm using my Photoshop mojo here. So yeah.
Yep. So it'll take me a little while to get the thing down. Once I figure it out in my head multiple times, Aaron's going to help me out, and that'll be awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Cathay. That's it's kind of I'm glad, and you've seen not that much yet, so to speak. More is coming, and they're cooler than all the other ones I've done so far. Except that they're better than the Viking-esque Thelonian shields, which turned out really cool after the third remake, so to speak. Some of these are when you've seen the hobgoblins of the Pomarsh, I think you will like it.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome! Can't wait.
Yeah.
Very cool. So here's what's
we have a lot of stuff that you're going to talk to that I will be involved in next week too.
Yes, a lot. So let's go to. Am I gonna hit the right scene? Hopefully I hit the right scene. Okay. All right. Wednesday night, systems used for Greyhawk. Myself, Anna, Mike, Will Henry Dvorak, Rob Phantom, New Jersey. We're going to talk about what goes on in Greyhawk and who plays what, and we're not gonna. It's not, like I said, not a non-edition word discussion, but a concept discussion. Yes.
And we will get down to the bottom of which one is best.
Yes, Tim. Exactly. So
no, but we need to talk about rule systems to run your campaign in and stuff. So you can kind of pick depending on what your play style is and what your needs are and stuff. So yeah.
And I guarantee you that there's a lot out there just beyond 5e, old school 1e, 2e.
Yeah, and it's important for me. I'm going to make one of these decisions that I hope I never have to do again. I want to pick the rule system from going forward, so to speak, that I want to run in. So for me, this discussion is very well timed because you have to give me a device. So I'm going to put up a couple of criteria where I want to choose, and then people can tell me what I should choose from those kind of the requirements I have for my rule systems going forward, so to speak.
Armin asks, I think your heraldry is for open use for everyone.
Yes,
for
definitely.
Absolutely.
All my Greyhawk heraldry is will be released in Creative Commons, so you can use them and you can make your own versions and share them. And they're like the Greyhawk.
Absolutely.
So, that's the idea, is that you should use them wherever you want for your Greyhawk games, as long as you don't sell them. That's but yeah. So they might end up on because they're high resolution. So I wouldn't be surprised if Etsy or some other will have prints of them soon.
Oh my gosh!
But
yeah,
I will have prints available of them in the future. There will be a heraldry thing coming out next year. That's what I'm working on, so to speak. So now it's just pre-release. They will get more polish, and there will be a comprehensive Greyhawk heraldry compendium coming out next year, so to speak. That's one of my projects for next year. That's one of the things that will come in probably about between Christmas and New Year's. I will write about, like I always do every year, what my targets and stuff for next year. So there will be some stuff there. So yeah.
I needed Sir Reginald T-shirt with his shield on it with his name on it. That's what I need.
Yeah, if it fits on the shield.
Yeah.
No, the name cannot fit on the shield. It has to be separate.
Yeah. Hey, there's no reason you guys can't start doodling up heraldry, and I can make it now, and then I'll be able to put it in, this original form, and then get it into that hot. Hopefully all of our shields that we have will be in that new realistic style within the next couple months, because as we continue with this. By the way, so my last 2 days of real work are tomorrow and Tuesday. Now they're going to be nightmares because I got to get caught up, and then I'm done till January 4th. So there you go. So I got a lot of free time, but that doesn't mean that I have nothing to do, because I got streams Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. So Wednesday night we have Legends Lore. Thursday, Venture number 935. Skarn returns. Imri, and I'll be playing Imri returns. Hopefully Sir Reginald will be there. And then we'll have a couple other characters in the Order of Yuluk and some dwarves for Venture 935 supply run. What could go wrong? So there you go on that. Thank you for that
Amateurs
follow.
talk tactics, professionals talk logistics.
Yes. So that'll be that Friday night. If you want your Christmas miracle show, it's this one. Friday night, the Publisher's Perspective. And Alyssa Faden, our monthly show, and Alyssa Faden, and Myra and myself. We have special guests Zach Glazer from Frog God and Steven Chenault from Troller Games on this show. Plus, I guarantee you a lot of giveaways from both companies as we go into holiday cheer mode. I'm talking maybe a dozen giveaways to celebrate. This was Alyssa's idea. So it is always a fun time of this year, and we're going to talk about how the publishers, what they look for, right, Anna? You want to be a little elaborate a little more? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we want to see from a published perspective. Meaning, if you want to publish your modules and stuff, what do you look for in maps? What is the role of maps, and then a little bit, how do you select people to be a cartographer for you, and then things like now there's new things for publishers, pitfalls for publishers, meaning virtual tabletops and poster maps, and there's a lot of consideration for formats and stuff like that. And I'm curious to hear what publishers think of maps in their game, what type of maps they're after, and some publishers are much more keen and interested in maps than other publishers are, I think, for good or bad reasons, so to speak. Some of them because their games might not be, and their style of products might not be that keen on maps, and other publishers go bonkers, and maps is a huge thing for them. So I'm kind of interested to hear what the Frog Gods and the Trolls our Troll Lords think about maps in their games. And also people who want to do maps professionally should pay heed to this, because that's your employers, so to speak.
Yes.
The people you want to do commissions for. So
two major companies, Frog Guy Games and Troller Games, with the big bosses here discussing this topic. I think it'll be very informative for everyone, and a great show. So that'll be Friday nights. Yeah. Oh, yeah. VTTs will be in that discussion. Too.
Definitely. We need to go in, because VTTs is the new big thing in RPG publishing.
Look, Phoenix, see, I haven't even opened it. We're talking about Frog God, so there you go.
Yeah.
So, yep. And Frog God is not a channel sponsor. Frog God sponsors the Fantasy Mapping Show, so and Troller's a channel sponsor, so we have technically two sponsors on. So that'll be a good one. Oh, well, we always have wars here, Phoenix. We love conflict. So that's stream 3 in a row, stream 4 in a row. Saturday night special. The Slav Squat Squad returns. Don't make me say that 3 times. That's what they named their group. The Mandy Little Bones. MJ Russell, brand new, first time she's ever played in my campaign, Myriad. And I guess as Josh Pop Zarathon's an honorary woman as well for this group. So that will be The Dead Never Rest Easy is the name of the adventure. Wonder what's going to happen there. And that'll be
Children
a fun...
shouldn't play with dead things.
Yes. That'll be a fun one. And we'll have Stratagem and Wiz Dice giveaways and that's Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. That'll be stream 4 in a row.
Can they actually do a Slav squat though?
Yes. Little Bones sent me a picture of her doing one. So yes, I've seen it. It's nothing bad. I mean, it's just, but like I said, they made
it's just a squat. It's a low squat, but your heels are on the ground.
You gotta have heels. Yeah, you gotta have high heels on. Yes. So.
Oh, you have to have high heels?
Yes.
I think that's the idea.
No. I don't know, dude. I still don't know. I still don't know. So, yes.
It's not high. You gotta have your heels on the ground.
Oh, you have to have your heels on the ground.
Heels, like if people aren't flexible when they squat, they come up on their toes.
I don't know, man. I still don't know.
All right, we gotta get in this technical.
Yes. So that is stream 4 of 5, and I can't show you what we're doing for Gabbin next Sunday night because I just haven't gotten there yet in prep with all this other stuff. So next week's Gabbin will have something. I'm thinking I may do a go back delving into elementalists. Or wild mages or something kind of cool there. Just talk about some campaigns. If I don't have a guest, we're going to guest too. You never know. But if we don't get a guest, I may go to the elementalist route there. Curtis, I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. So to keep things rolling here, as like I said, 10 days since partnered 10 days ago. It's been wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, oh yeah, you're going to see a ton of old references here, Caddyshack references, and all sorts of Stripes, all sorts of old movies too. Once again, Alex Antiquist, thank you so very much for helping me out this at PAX. It was really awesome of you to do it, and thank you. Really appreciate it. And to all of you I saw at PAX, like Altair, Stella, Lavinius, and Runaway Robot, and those I missed, like that D'Angelo, and all the people who played in my games. Thank you. It was a wonderful time. I had a blast, and it's always worth checking out conventions local to you. I turned 55 in March. So yes, all my players in my group on Thursday nights are over 50. There you go. So
you can't stop aging. You can be immature forever.
Yes, we're finishing up here, but stick around, and we can act like children a lot. So there you go. All right, so we're going to welcome to the party. Yep, there you go. Die Hard. We're gonna raid into GM Workshop tonight. Okay, that's who we're gonna raid into. Let's do the giveaways. Last signups, 2 giveaways tonight. Starship Warden in digital copy. Your choice of 2 of these. One of these 2. One of these 2. Okay. In giveaway. So I'm going to close it out. Get in that. Yeah, why not? I always look to follow and hang out with some other. Hey, Jose, good to see you there, man.
Hello.
Good to see you. We need to get another Living Greyhawk game going for the G-Off group. Really do. All right. Now everyone knows I messed up the last one we did here, so thank you very much, Nom. Really appreciate that. Goes into the pool there for special hero points for Thursday night. Thank you. Here comes closing it out. You get your choice, by the way. Closing the entries. Here we go. Ready? The winner. Signal 151, who asked a great question. Wow. Awesome. Signal 151. Signal's still on. Signal, you can have 2 reprints. Okay, do you want the Starship Warden in digital? Or would you like... You just tell me via whisper. One of these 2 city sites or castle sites. One of these 2 Swamp Light, Sinister Secret of Salt Marsh. You just let me know. Or do you want the Starship Warden digital print, which I can get you the code over to that right away. These I'll mail to you. I'll need your address. So second winner, which whatever digital does not take, the Naz. Well, there you go, Naz. So I'm not mailing those things to you, man, over to the UK. We'll see what, but I'll get you something here. So Naz, our longest ever subscriber outside of our group of friends. You do Saltmarsh, okay? So I got you, Saltmarsh, and with Saltmarsh, I would go city sites. All right, so I'm going to give you a signal. Send me your full name and address in Whisper. I'll get this will go out tomorrow. Naz, you get the Starship Warden copy, which is great, man. All right, digital. That works. Awesome. Anna, Tim, another great show. Thank you all.
Fun.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you,
support
everyone
out there.
in chat.
I
Yeah.
know. I wish I had gone, but I was just
Tim, I can't,
OBE.
sometimes you can't. But look, come on. I know you. You know, the ladies may be a little too much for you there, but you know, because you being the old guy that you are. But you know, some of us have to. It's our burden, right? So, all right. So here we go. Thank you, and I'm glad we could just share I could share my experiences, and we could talk and answer some of your questions. So I'll see you. Don't forget the Greyhawk Creative Stream team that I've set up now. One-stop shop. Click on that, bookmark it. One click, you see who's on in the Greyhawk world or the crafting world in our team at all times. Click on that, please. And if you have not downloaded the wonderful postcards for all of Greyhawk, there's the direct link. Download them as well. All right, we're going to raid into GM Workshop. Thank you. I'll see you all Wednesday night. But you remember, we got some other streams going on during the week, so please partake in them. I think Sean's on tomorrow night, and we got Blue Box on Tuesdays, and we got a lot of great things going on in the community. And Skagath, always a great streamer as well out there in Sweden on some off hours, but his Dice Corner is old school discussion all the time. So we got some fun things going on in the community. And Patrick, thank you always for your support. Troy as well. Alrighty, so we will. Oh, thanks, Nom. That was very nice of you. Setting it up. Jay will hit a wrong button.
Oh.
Nope. All right, here we go. GM Workshop. Here we come. See if we can go in with like 75. That'd be awesome. See, Nom, great timing, man. Caught us right at the end there. Look at that. Man, it's like I'm psychic. Wow. 5,
You said
4, 3, 2, 1. See you Wednesday night. Wow, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wow.
It did bump up to 77.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I was close. Yeah.
Very cool. But can you guesstimate based on the numbers of people that are on?
Yeah, I have a system. As a matter of fact, let me finish up the stream here, and I'll tell you.